never done a sit-up or a push-up in his life. I doubt he could even bench 500 pounds like I did with one arm when I was sick one time. Look at his jiggling, it's so disgusting and infuriating at the same time, albeit a little bit hypnotic.
Oh my god, why? Why is he so fat? He can't even walk a mile without sweating. I mean, neither can I, but still. This guy's supposed to be the god of destruction. He looks more like the god of McDonald's. Nah, I'm loving it. Where's my fucking check?
Now let's compare this fat jiggly piece of shit to a real muscular god in this series. Oh yeah, look at those muscles. The pectorals are so gigantic. They're bigger than this fat kid's head. Everything on him is so great. He even turned the skinny little man like Kid Buu into a strong, muscular man. But then he did tons of CrossFit and lost it all like a bitch. And just look at this transformation. Look at the muscularity in that skin-tight suit. He's muscular from head to toe. Look at the quadriceps, the calves, and the hamstrings. I'm sure he's got some big glutes, if you know what I mean. The biceps, the triceps, the deltoids, the trapezius, and of course those massive pectorals, which almost put me to shame. Well, not really, but at least he tried. Now, Goku was pretty muscular before he ever turned into a Super Saiyan, but once he did, he put everything else to shame. Just look at those rippling muscles, the biceps, the triceps, the abdominals, and of course, the pectorals. I mean, seriously, just look at the muscles on this guy. The biceps, the triceps, the abdominals, the pectorals, the trapezius. This guy's got muscles in places where people don't even have places, except me. I have a lot more places. It helps me to hide the steroids. Not only was he a fantastic bodybuilder with a body like no other, with the great arms, the legs, the chest, and the back. And not only was he so tall and manly looking that he could put any ugly little manlet in his place, but just look at the power of his muscles. The collision of his biceps hitting another man's biceps, blowing up the moons. And even making the muscular Goku shit his pants in amazement at his muscularity and power. Togoro's so muscular and awesome that he puts everyone to shame. And just look at the guy. The biceps, the triceps, the abdominals, the pecs, and of course the trapezius. Those traps are so big they spout giant volcanoes out of them that suck out other people's gains. The form is so muscular that it needs to feed on the demon and human gains alike in order to stay juicy, swollen, pumped. Just look at the power of his finger muscles on display, doing with one thumb what the scrawny Yusuke requires one of his scrawny little biceps to do. It must work very well in bed. Assuming he doesn't kill them. That always happens to me. It's blatantly obvious that no one even comes close to comparing. Even with the gains of 7 different men for Sensui, and the intermittent fasting and cutting of the Raisen, none of them ever stood a chance compared to the muscular HGH and synthol cocktail mix of Togoro's muscularity, adding up to him becoming the most powerful character in the history of the series. This Togoro is so muscular that he's clearly superior to every other character in the history of this show.
I mean, come on, when you look at this guy, what do you see? Does this guy really look like the most powerful being in the universe? I mean, just look at him. Now let's take a closer look at this supposed Omni King's arm, shall we? Now, as we all know, a fully functional arm that is fit for a god looks just like this. As you can see, the biceps peaking and the triceps dipping. The circumference of this is easily 22 inches or more. Now this is Zeno's arm. There's nothing fucking there. What kind of bullshit is this? And it gets even worse. Just look at his legs. He's got the chicken legs. He doesn't have any quadriceps. He doesn't have any calves. He doesn't have any hamstrings. My god, he doesn't even have any glutes. This guy isn't the king of everything. He's the king of CrossFit. Come to deceive you all.
What the fuck did you just say about me? I'm Zeno, the most powerful being in the world.
Fuck you, asshole.
Fuck you, asshole. Let's go, bitch.
That's it. It's on. Get over here, you little son of a bitch. Come closer so I can punch you hard in the face. Come on. Damn it. Not again. Oh, Parunga. Yeah, so it just looks like the typical frail Japanese woman dressed in a burlap sack. What the hell is the kind of weak sauce is this? Wait a second. Can it be? Oh my muscular god, look at those muscles. She's got the biceps, the triceps, the deltoids, the trapezius, and especially the pecs. And she did it the right way too, not injecting herself full of naughty vegan oils like the Broly that he got from the certified 5% in a dark alley deal. I think I'm in love.
I estimate his boner has grown approximately 1.2 to 2 times bigger due to his hentai boost from Girl Broly.
But finally, after seeing the sexy golden cauliflower talking to the scrawny golden cabbage, Kale had enough of their scrawny ways and rejected her scrawniness and weakness so that she could transform into the most muscular form of all, the legendary Super Gainajin. And just look at those biceps, those triceps, those obliques, those abdominals, the quads. Everything about her physique is over 9,000% sexy. Unless you do CrossFit, and then you probably want a cardio bunny. I must take a closer look at these wonderful wenches. For science! Muscular science. Taking a look at both of them, they certainly are impressive. They both have biceps, the triceps, the glutes, the back, and most importantly, the pecs. And they've clearly done a lot of work pumping those up. But clearly there is still a difference in size. As while Cauliflower managed to get swole out of nowhere, pumping up her body, she still didn't make as much of a dramatic full body transformation as Kale, growing several times taller and wider with a form that defies space and time itself. Also, the Cauliflower made the same mistake that the stupid Trunks did against the perfect bodybuilder Cell, choosing only size alone and then falling victim to the dreaded cardio, a nemesis of bodybuilders everywhere, especially when you're on the gear. However, Kale's new form had no such fallbacks, allowing for great size, strength, and stamina, something she'd certainly need with me, if you know what I mean. But let's take a muscular look at this new buff form of Boo, and clearly there's a gigantic difference from before. Just look at the biceps, the triceps, and of course, those pectorals. Obviously, he got a good upper body workout punching boulders thrown at him by the strongest natty human to ever live, Mr. Hercules Satan. A man so muscular, he crosses over 2 different mythologies. But the biggest change of all would definitely have to be the abdominals. Chucking out that keg and replacing it with a 6-pack allowed him to go from the fat Boo level of only barely being able to beat a dog to being able to overpower the godly gains of Goku's base natty form. The other fighters at the tournament are definitely screwed, cause in an instant Boo could just turn all of them into protein powder, drink them all up, and make himself even more juicy and swole. And Roshi was even able to beat the 5%er Tren Shinhan in a pose-off. And just take a look at him, he's got the shreds. He must keep some high-quality gear in that dojo of his. After the Frieza used his golden Roid Rage transformation, which he attained after going to Goku's dealer, and finished beating the crap out of that stupid CrossFit loser Gohan, he decided to show Frost how to use his gains a little bit better. As for the first time in Dragon Ball Super, Frieza showed off.
Hey guys, it's Mike here, and welcome to Laughingstock Media Live, in which I'm doing a very canon stream tonight, guys, because the fact that, let me twist my mustache to make it extra canon, because the fact that I have a big announcement to make. And no, this is not an April Fool's, even though I did start with Harold, which tends to be an April 1st, April Fool's type of tradition here at Laughingstock Media. How's it going? And so, with regard to that, I want to make an announcement on the stream, even though I'm very washed out right now with the contrast. Let me change the lights a little bit so you can also see a little bit more of my somewhat new setup. I'm still mid-transformation, you know, like Cell when he had that barrier up in that video I talked about last year that you can't see in the top right corner, because even though this is canon, it's going to go up on my channel. I'm still not going to put cards there because that's going to take a lot of work. I'm not going to remember when I put them. But either way, the video about why characters actually don't attack when someone is transforming. And, you know, he had a barrier that, with the excess energy firing out of his body, let's say. And basically, I'm going to actually change up this in here even more. I have 2 desks right now, right here, planning to put another one right over here, even more monitors. That's why my camera angle is a little bit different today. You know, you could see there's not really anything there, but my full collection, or at least part of it's in full view right now. So you could see my various Pokemon cards. Yeah, I'll pronounce it that way for right now to annoy people, which were over here originally, but now they're over here. So you could see them next to my manga, which yes, you need to read, and video games and stuff like that. I still got a lot of movies and stuff over there, so I'll figure it out, make everything more in frame as it goes on. As I figure out my next camera angle. Tired of using this thing. It always falls off of here. Like my algorithm in October and August and stuff like that. But anyway, really November and August, but October, that's where it starts to decline. So let's see. Let's say hi to everyone in the chat. Make sure everyone's here. First, make sure to leave a like when you're here. That way this will be more promoted because I want as many people as possible to see the announcement I'm going to make here tonight. So let me pop open the chat and take a look at what you guys are saying on my live stream. And then in turn, we will be able to discuss more of this. So 1 second as I pop that right here open. And let's see, this is to go even further beyond in ASMR form. Okay, how long did this take? Years, because it was a combination of years of Harold videos, and then I re-edited them together into one long analysis, and I actually like changed some of the visuals and changed the placement of certain scenes and stuff like that. So if you watch the videos individually, you'll notice that things are quite different. So let's take a look and say hi to everybody. Take a look. It's in a book of Reading Rainbow. So Biggie Cheese Jr. I got to give a big shout out to Biggie Cheese because he really helped me out with something I'm going to be unveiling tonight on the stream. Definitely couldn't have done it without him because when it comes to certain technologies, I'm a little bit bordering on boomerish. So big shout out to him and thanks for that. Ascended Emperor. That's cool. He's going to finally become Cellstock Media. I think he means Cell Saga Media. Cell Saga Media, where I make the perfect content. The Great Spider Saiyan. I'm going to say Saiyan for the Japanese fans out there. Got, that's a pretty funny name. Kyle Koro. I got divorced just to be here. Man, how many does that make now? Well, hopefully you take a seat. Let's see. Winter Burden. I like that name. I always recognize your cool profile picture. Nick Boaz, pumping the iron. I'm getting back into that myself, actually. Harold's training me again. He was teaching me how to cut. You can't really tell because this giant coat I have on right now. I got this as a Christmas present because, the reason I wear it, even though it's basically like a bathrobe in terms of, or a smoking jacket, is because of this. It helps me gather the Dragon Balls. Are you able to see that? That's Pump the Magic Dragon, as Harold would call him. Clackman. Clackman. Clack, 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 clack. It should be Clapman. Clapman and his and his sidekick Cheeks. Hey, hey, Clapman, what are you going to get your parents for Christmas? And he slaps those cheeks. You got it? He claps them. Kamajuchi Keikenate. Thank you for doing those likes. The pack's insane. Insane in the membrane. I like that. Kegel is Brock's daughter. Kegel? I don't know what that is. Bandicoot 2PS1. Oh, Crash Bandicoot 2. Funny story actually to not get too off track. What is it? I actually was sort of a beta tester. I'm not a beta, but I was sort of a beta tester for the original Crash Bandicoot game on the PlayStation. That and the original Spyro game. So when I was a kid, my neighbor had a PlayStation, the original one, and we signed up for the PlayStation. And what happened was that Somebody's messaging me for some reason. What happened was that we had demos of the original Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. And so what happened was, I'm going to keep saying that, I guess. And then what happened was, and what ended up happening is that we tested the game out and we both joined the PlayStation Club. And then we sent in like our surveys explaining like the pros and the cons of the game. And this is back when I was like a kid. So that was pretty cool. And in return, we were supposed to get free PlayStations. My friend already had a PlayStation, so I was supposed to get one. And I never did. So my mom, I think, ended up buying me a PlayStation for Christmas or something. But it wasn't the original generation of the PlayStation with the region changer slot in the back. So I had a friend who, when I was a kid, had a region changer on his PlayStation. So he put something in it called the Goldfinger. And so that's how I was originally able to play Final Bout in Japanese before it came out in America. Or if it ever did, I don't remember, to be honest. And so that's how I first learned about like Kid Buu and some of the stuff in GT and stuff, where I was like, who the heck are these characters? So that was really cool. Nice haircut. Oh, thanks. It's not really a haircut. I just haven't gotten it cut yet, but I'm going to actually in a couple days and make it even more Chad-like. Like how I had it in that video, how Dragon Ball Z saved my life, basically. That was the last time. I recorded that video actually a while ago, and I kind of sat on it. It was like shortly after I came back. It's one of those videos where I was kind of like debating whether or not I wanted to actually release it. It was a video that kind of just made for me at first, but, well, not really. Like, I made it with the possibility of putting it up, and then I was like, you know what? Maybe this will help somebody, so let's just do it. Why not? Who cares? And I did that. I'd been playing for over a year to make the Dragon Ball Z from a Christian perspective video, though, because I had been trying to collaborate with another YouTuber, the Pop Culture Christian, Holden Hardman. He has 2 different channels. And basically at that time, we were going to make that video, but he was really busy, had a new kid and stuff like that. So it was like, you know what? I really want to do this. I feel convicted by the Holy Spirit to do this, let's say. And so I ended up doing it. But yeah, with regard to the announcement, I just wanted to see if we can get enough people in here. We got 44 so far, so I'll just repeat myself. You know, it's me. It's how many times do I repeat myself per video? And that's the thing, though. Like, some people are like, oh, you repeat yourself too much. It's like, I don't know if that's true, because one of the tried and true oratory practices is to utilize repetition. You know, read the 48 Laws of Power, for example, or a variety of different books discussing such subjects. But let's do the initial announcement for everyone here. Let's make sure everyone leave a like, by the way. That way this will be promoted. When I repeat it, maybe there will be more people. As a result, you know, as many people as possible will hear it. Also, the stream will get shared out. That's how YouTube likes the whole engagement thing to go. A lot of times during the initial hour of a stream, a lot of people don't see it. It's more like as it goes on. So I think it's probably engagement based. So leave a bunch of comments in the live stream, ask me questions, give me reactions, things along the way. I love to see people talking in there and interacting and stuff too, in general, just because it makes me know that people are actually here listening. Otherwise, like, for all I know, it's just like, you know, people are just like, I don't know, if they're asleep on their couch because I put them to sleep with my soothing ASMR voice. That's the announcement today, guys. I'm going full ASMR. Instead of LSM, it's going to be ASMR. No, that's a terrible joke. It's not even good enough for April Fools. But no. The real announcement is... I'm going to leave you in suspense while I read a message somebody just sent me. That way it'll be more suspenseful. And in the future, if you guys are watching this afterward, because it is canon, so it's going to go up, you could Just fast forward, I guess. I don't know. Well, actually don't, because I want the full engagement. So listen to my video in 25%. It will sound like this. Hey, guys. It's Mike. That's how it would sound if I actually wanted to stretch out my videos like a lot of people comment and say I do. But no. So I want to make a big special announcement for everyone right here. Wow, 55 people in the chat. Awesome. Or I didn't realize we get that many this early. Awesome. Can you guys leave a like? That way we'll be able to share it out as many people as possible for the 55 people here, 42 likes so far, 55 watching, and then everyone's going to get this, get to see this announcement. The announcement for the initial one is that, drum roll, I currently have activated a very special feature here on Laughingstock Media. How's it going? In which I have now created memberships. I've got a lot of people asking me about memberships here on the channel, if I was ever going to do them. And so I finally pulled the trigger, to use wrestling terminology, on the memberships. I got 3 tiers. I decided to try and do the tiers relatively inexpensive because, you know, sometimes I see people do tiers that'll have like 50 or 100 or something like that. I mean, if people want those, sure, why not? But I just wanted to start out nice and easy, you know. And so the initial tier is 99 cents a month. Because, you know, I figured that if people can't afford the other tiers, totally fine. I understand sometimes money's tight. So if you want to still support the channel, you could do so with the 99 cents a month, in which you're able to get access to all of the different emojis. And not just that, but additionally, all the badges. So you could participate in the chat. You could use these emojis, I think, on other channels and stuff too, right? And not just that, but additionally, you know, you could support the channel for less than the cup of a coffee when it's on sale, I guess. I mean, nowadays, like, you know, if you go to like Starbucks or Dunkin' or something like that, it's a lot more than 99 cents. Even at McDonald's, when they were doing the thing last year, it was a little bit over like $1. But either way, that's helpful. Now, the second tier is this going to include a number of other features. Not only do you get the emojis and stuff, the LSM fan tier. I know these are generic names, so I couldn't think of anything better. And I didn't want to rip off anyone else. Like Quaman used all the Super Saiyan transformations. So it's like, well, you know, he can do that. It's fine. I'm surprised he didn't include Super Namekian, Orange Piccolo, Yellow Piccolo, and all those in his. But either way, shout out to Quaman's Land. He's actually in the thing I'm right about to explain to you, which is photos and status updates. I'm going to be doing a lot of special posts for everyone. I'm going to show you some of the exclusive content in a second for members of the $4.99 up tier. Members only live streams. I'll be doing some of those. Members only polls and Discord server access. So as you can see right here, guys, we have, I'm going to do a post in a few minutes. Actually, I didn't post that yet, but we have a whole new, can this drag over here, please? Discord server, Laughingstock Media, just for everyone who wants to be, you know, we have a community. You can hang out. We could talk and chat, share various different things. I'm going to have a lot of exclusive stuff on the Discord, like polls and streams, maybe stream video games, a lot of stuff like that. It'll be fun interaction. I want to build like a fun community here at Laughingstock Media and beyond. So, you know, maybe another thing I've always really wanted to do, and I guess I'll throw it out there in the middle of this, is that I've always really wanted to do like a fun meetup in person with a lot of people. So we could even coordinate something like that on the Discord. You know, there's a lot of stuff we'll do on there. So this is all about a matter of that. So that's $4.99. And for $9.99 a month, that will also have a higher tier, the LSM Super Fan. Unless you don't like super, but you know, let's just pretend that the affiliation isn't there. So exclusive member only videos. So there's going to be even higher tier stuff in terms of like for just the $9.99 a month fans. I'm going to do even more exclusive content, like, I'll figure out the frequency and stuff as we go on. And then member-only chat rooms and some other stuff, I didn't include on here before I published it. A lot of the stuff's work in progress, so I might be adding more and more stuff as it goes on, making it even more lucrative. But yeah, I think that if you guys really want to support the channel, get all the emojis, get access to the cool Discord server, all this extra content, stuff like that, you can become a member, 99 cents, $4.99, or $9.99 a month. And, it would definitely help the channel, helps me to continue, especially during the times of the year where like YouTube stops promoting me as much, because this would really be like a hedge against that, where like, even if YouTube makes it where you can't see my videos for like 2 months at a time like they often do, well, hey, you got memberships, so you're going to guarantee to see my content, interact with me, and, make it so that I can keep making content in the meantime. So might not have to take such extended breaks in the future, but we'll see as it goes along. I appreciate any of these, any super chat, any members, and I'm going to be sharing momentarily in the community tab some of that stuff. But here, let me actually show you guys some of the exclusive content you could take a look at. So remember how a lot of you guys in the past have asked me about my my manga videos. A lot of you said that you liked them, that you wanted them to come back. Well, they are, but also they're going to be for members. And so as a result, what I'm doing is that I have it where, let's go past these polls. I have now, where is this? Oh, wrong tab. I have uploaded 3 new manga chapter reviews going into the 21st tournament, the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai, with the first 3 chapters, in which Goku goes to Master Roshi's island, Krillin is introduced to the story finally, and then Launch is introduced. So all those are on here for the members of the $4.99 and $99 or $9.99 group. Try saying that 10 times fast. And all the other ones, I figured, let's make the content for the members now. So what I'm going to have to do, or what I have now, is that if you guys are new here and you want to watch my manga reviews, they're going to be for members now, because I feel like, these are content that like the hardcore members of the audience mostly watched. And so, I figure might as well give members an extra incentive to join. So, all brand new. And the first chapter, as well as the intro, will be for public, for anyone. Give you guys an idea of kind of like the flow of the manga review videos. And then going forward with these as well. This one, I actually went even more in depth because I did a whole Q&A with the late great Akira Toriyama, where, I didn't conduct the Q&A. I read off a Q&A that he did. So that's why this one is so much longer, because I review the chapter and then I actually go in depth into the Q&A. Also, I feel like having these as member videos will probably make it to where it'll make it less likely for me to have copyright issues in the future, because, these are videos that aren't going to be like massively broadcast. I guess we'll figure that out. Either way, all this is available right here on the channel on Join, and then you can do that. Also, I believe that I have it set up now to where there will be like the members will be displayed up here. Maybe they'll automatically be put in the description too as like kind of a shout out. I don't know yet. Like I'm borderline boomer with some of this technology. Either way, I think you guys are going to get a lot out of it. So let me know what you think about that in the chat, and let me go over there now, and hopefully it was actually sharing my screen the whole time, or else I'm going to look pretty silly. Alrighty. Let's see. Here we go. All right. He's going to say he's changing his name and leaving YouTube. Yeah, my name is now Warren Michaels. And I'm going to become a wrestler, the long-lost son of Shawn Michaels. And instead of the super kick, I'm going to use the mega punch. And I'm going to, instead of tuning up the band, I'm going to break a guitar on the ground and, go Jeff Jarrett. I don't know, something like that. Okay. The like button isn't updating. Oh, that's great. Gotta love YouTube. The salty chin banjo. Yeah, the salty chin banjo. I just punch him in the face after playing the Southern song. Yeah, so you can see Biggie Cheese in the chat. He's using some of the emojis. Let me put some of them in there right now. Hopefully I get my own emojis. Here we go. There we go. Pretty cool. I'm going to be adding more as it goes on too. I think that the more members I get, the more emojis I can add and stuff like that as well. So yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. Getting a lot more stuff going on there in terms of like perks and stuff. And I think it's be pretty awesome. So let me actually make that post right now for, oh, wow. Thank you so much, Kyle Koro, for joining. I appreciate it. You got the emojis for all. So you're going to start using all the emojis in the chat. I think you can use them in other, other streams as well, right? So not just on this channel. Yeah, I definitely wanted to have that one of Harold yelling. I thought that would be great. How do I close this? There we go. Let's see. Top chat. Oh, did I? Oh, yeah, cool. Okay, so it'll show the members on here too instead of just super chats. It's awesome. So thank you so much, Biggie Cheese. He was on the ground floor because he was actually helping me set up my Discord server. And now, Kyle, you joined. So let me go over to the community tab, and I'll set up a post for the Discord tiers, and you guys can join. So let's see. This is going to last for a week on here. So if it doesn't, I'll try and post it periodically as people join because I don't know if there's a way to extend how long it lasts. So let's see. Hey guys, it's Mike here. As if you didn't realize. This is the link to join the Discord, the LSM Discord server. It will last a week. See you there. Boom. There we go. Let's see. Awesome. Alrighty. So that's on there for anyone who ends up joining. Maybe I should have formatted that so it wouldn't cut off the part. But whatever. Who cares? Alrighty then. Mike, you can make an invite link that never expires. Well, okay. I'll do that in the future, but I already posted it and I don't feel like editing. What if Geekdom or Quaman join this stream? I don't know. I don't know if Quaman is available right now. He did message me before though. Full webcam. Let's see. Yeah. Quaman is available when he wants to be. Almost like Black and Fist, you know, he comes and goes like the wind. Ryan Rollins, Mike, do you like Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah, I have Yu-Gi-Oh cards right behind me, as a matter of fact. You can see my Yu-Gi-Oh... Can I, like, point correctly? Yu-Gi-Oh binder and a Yu-Gi-Oh tin. Over... Wait for it. Over here-ish, I have some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. You know, some like booster boxes and stuff. Oh wow, thank you so much, Jeffrey Smith. The emojis for all. Now you get those awesome emojis too. Let me show that on the screen. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. Now, third member on the channel, third time's the charm, right? Hat trick. And so now you get to use all the cool emojis. I'm sure the Herald ones will be the most popular. I'll be adding a lot more in the future. Let me show you some of my cool Yu-Gi-Oh cards, by the way. I wish I could like pick this up and show you, but I'll show you like some of them right now. Most of my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff right now is sealed. Because like I like what I do is like I buy parts sealed and parts openable. I don't know. So I have a few ghost rares right here. I got 2 Eye of Timaeus, which I think is the one that Joey used in the anime filler, the Atlantis arc. And then Red Dragon Archfiend, ghost rare. It's hard to even make it out on a camera. There you go. A little bit easier to see. And then I got the part it came from, Ghost from the Past, sealed. Let me show you actually my let me show you my thing that has all my, or most of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards that are worth putting in here in this. I'll do like a reveal stream of some of my cards. Got a lot of Pokemon here, so I'll just show you the Yu-Gi-Oh first because you asked about that. Okay. So it would be a lot more interesting playing with this type of these types of cards when I was a kid, you know, the with all like the protectors on them rather than just like scratching all my rare cards. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So first off, Black Magician, or in the English, Dark Magician. Oh, let's make this easier. Okay, wait for it. I say easier, and then I put on this thing, which is, you know, always a problem. Shadow Spell. Graceful Charity. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. Libromancer Geek Boy. Some of these cards are like newer. Fusion Deployment. Let me get to some of the cards you actually care about, probably. Mage Power. This one's cool. This is one of the, basically the Egyptian God card knockoffs from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Ravio, Lord of Phantasms. Shimmering Scraper, which is kind of like, Obelisk, or what was he called in Japanese? Osiris? No, that was Winged Dragon of Ra. Or no, not Winged Dragon of Ra. That was Slifer. What was he called? Maybe he was Obelisk? I don't remember. Dark Magician of Chaos. This one's awesome from Invasion of Chaos. Always love this card. Blue Eyes, Ultimate Dragon. Master of Chaos. So here's a cool one. Manticore of Darkness. I think I have a couple of these. It was one of the secret rares, or one of the rarest cards from Invasion of Chaos. The Wicked Avatar. Not The Last Airbender or the real Wicked Avatar, the James Cameron movies. It's a Shonen Jump exclusive card. A promo. I think my Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon's also the Shonen Jump one. Giant Trunade as like the Joey card. Serpent Knight Dragon, that's like an old school Kaiba card. Here's like a special golden Red Eyes Black Dragon. So here's video game ones. So like here's the Wing Karibo. And then, wait a second, did I miss something? That's weird. It's, oh, okay. It didn't, I don't know what's going on. Sometimes like my stream, my chat doesn't update. So thank you so much, Xavier, for joining too. Let me show that right now. Sometimes my chat will take a few minutes to update. I don't know why. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I think that you have, if you go on my community tab, you'll be able to see the link to the Discord to join, because I made that post. Hopefully I didn't schedule it. Okay. But yeah, thank you. Let's see. Jinzo. This one's from the Joey Tin. Another promo. I have the left arm of Exodia. We all know what he does with that arm, especially that hand, right? One of my blue eyes. The one from the, I think, original Structure Deck Kaiba. This is like the art from the anime too as well. And not the manga. The manga art is always different that Kazuki Takahashi did. This one's from Structure Deck Kaiba Evolution. I think that one's worth more now. Let's see. This one's cool. The Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. This one's from the Yu-Gi-Oh movie that came out a few years ago. I think something of Destiny. I forget what it was called. I've seen it, but my friend actually had the first ever, I think, Beckett 10, or just like the first ever 10 perfect graded, like Gem Mint 10 or whatever of this card in the world. And he actually gave me one of them. So very cool. Sales banner. Remember this card? I got like 3 of Aluber. I remember this card was worth a good amount, and I pulled 3 of them, so that was really good. So that's just like a sampling of a lot of the cards. I had like thousands and thousands of cards from back in the day. I think a lot of them are in my binder. I got a bunch of Pokemon. Pokemon, where the thing pops out of the thing, and But I'll show you guys this, because of course this is my channel, and so you guys always love Dragon Ball. I have, my friend also actually gave me some Dragon Ball Super Rise, I think the Rise or Birth of Gods. I think it was the base set, basically, of the Dragon Ball Super packs. So here's Super Saiyan God Trunks, which totally happened in the anime and manga, right, guys? Here is Android 17. Son Goku Ultra Mastery. Until, of course, Toro kept introducing different forms of Ultra Instinct Mastery. And then Demon God Poutine, a character I totally know something about. I'm all caught up on the Poutine. The Punani. No, I mean... Let's see. Pull up in the chat for me. Thank you so much, AP, for your super chat. Always being so generous as well. Where's Exodia? I used to have another arm of Exodia. I never was able to collect the whole thing. I don't like to buy the cards off the internet. I always like to pull them. So I never collected the full Exodia. Then I also have this rare card I got from a pack of MetaZoo I pulled one time, which is Tripodero. It's like a Pokemon that fell into a nuclear plant. Made by the guitarist, I think Herman Lee, if I remember correctly, from Dragon Force. A band that's really great in person, for sure. If anyone's ever seen that, I'll say infamous G4 concert they did years ago, where they where like all their guitars were like completely mistuned, and then one of the guitarists fell over in the middle of the set, and stuff like that. So once again, let me show you guys, just in case you, for anyone who didn't get the chance to see it. Let's take a look. It's in a book of Green Rainbow. I gotta stop making the same references. So for anyone who didn't get the chance to see it yet, there is, where is it? Me. How's it going? So I just now announced that there are Go away, OBS. That there are now memberships on LSM. 3 different tiers, emojis for all, 99 cents a month, where you will be able to get access to all the badges and emojis. You can use all of them immediately. Help support the channel for less than $1. How messed up is my camera angle right now? I can't even see. And let's just go back to this for right now. And not just that, but there is also the second tier, LSM Fan. You get access to all that, all these exclusive updates, streams and videos just for members, as well as my Discord access. Additionally, you'll be able to get even more content exclusive for the highest tier, and some other stuff on the Discord that will be revealed in time. So as you can see right here, I also revealed some new info, or not new info, more videos for everyone on for everyone who joins the second tier and up, which is all the manga videos, including the brand new ones, the chapter 24, 25, and 26. So definitely check those out, guys. When you join, I have had those on my like hidden for a while, because the whole issue with the manga videos and YouTube kind of like not promoting them, and that kind of like tanking my growth when I started uploading them daily, and a whole mess that turned out with the reason why I stopped doing those, which I've talked about in past streams. Even though I enjoyed making all of them and they were not difficult for me to make, in fact, nonetheless, I just, wasn't able to keep doing it. So now I'll be able to keep doing them, and all my members will be able to watch them right when they come out. I don't know if I can like totally, schedule them out for members yet. Like I got to figure out some of the logistics there. I might have to just make a bunch and then like upload and release them for members one at a time. We'll have to see. But either way, you guys can check them out. First 3 chapters now of the 21st tournament arc. And like I always say, there's a lot more to come in the future. So anyone who's interested, feel free to join. And maybe with enough members, I'll be able to get a better camera that I won't have to worry about this stuff, or at least a better camera stand that isn't a microphone stand that I'm just putting on top of a box right now to get a good camera angle. Because I don't really like the whole, I don't really like this camera angle anymore. I tend to like a more, something more like this, that way it's more like actual conversation with me. But I can't really do this because my monitor is right here. So I don't know, you're having a conversation with me. If you're really short, it'll be like this. Yeah, how's it going? Or if you're really tall, yeah, okay, cool. But if you're roughly my height, or you're sitting down in a chair that equalizes us, probably something like this. But for right now, like this. Until I get my whole setup fixed in here. I gotta build a whole new desk. And some shelves probably finally, so that my movies and books aren't overflowing and on the ground. So now I have tons of books down there that are then movies stacked on top of movies and stuff, because I literally have no room for all my movie collection at this point. I gotta get those cool shelves I see a lot of the movie YouTubers using. If anyone works for those companies and wants to send me some free shelves, let's hook it up. laughingstockcinema@gmail.com. Or you could become a member at the 2nd and 3rd tier, and we can chat on our Discord and have fun time. By the way, oh, wow. Hold on a second. Thank you so much, AP. I really appreciate you joining as well. The emojis for all. Everyone's going to be able to use those cool emojis in the chat. And in terms of all that, yeah, Come join the Discord if you guys have the right tier. Do it as Harold would say. Do it now. Or like Shia, just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it. Oh, wow. We got a big announcement, by the way, guys. Let me show you that right now. Big announcement from an all-time great actor with, by far the best Spider-Man movies, which is Andrew Garfield joining us today. He's a big fan of my channel, by the way, guys. I keep asking him to give me a cameo in one of his movies. Maybe this one will finally happen. And he's saying he's happy to announce that he'll be reprising his role in a new Spider-Man movie. Hopefully it won't be a sequel to Morbius or Madam Web. And directed and written by the same people. So yeah. Another thing is in the future, I'm going to also be doing members only streams. So it's Morbin time. That was my favorite part of the movie, that it was a scene in a line that totally existed in the movie itself. He looks at the camera and he goes, "It's Morbin time, Batman." And then he proceeded to punch Walter White in the face and announce that he was the new Super Saiyan legend. It was great. Okay. So let's see what else. I'm going to actually also make some videos tonight, by the way, because, a lot of times I wait until the last second. I'm like Toriyama, the older I've gotten, the more I've realized that I take a lot more inspiration from Toriyama than I realized in my creative life, where nowadays I try to plan stuff out in advance, and 69 likes. Nice. But I try to plan things out in advance, and I try to make a bunch of videos so that I could schedule them out for weeks, and sometimes I do. But then sometimes, it'll be Monday night, and I'm supposed to upload a video. Supposed to, as I hit my camera. Sorry for the ASMR fans out there. Maybe you actually like this. I don't know. And the headphone users, rest in peace. And basically, what I'm going to do is, since I have to upload a video according to my own schedule that exists only in my mind, and I don't know if anyone even notices, in 15 hours, plus 1, minus 1, then I will make some tonight. And I'll edit them in 2 seconds, because that's how long it takes me to edit my videos now. Awesome. And then, depending upon how many I record, that'll give me that many videos times 2 to 3 days of content. Because YouTube doesn't really like it when I upload daily. For some weird reason, when I upload 2 times, so I'll show you using my fingers, because I could show you my analytics, but I don't want to. So I'll do this. So this is how my growth works, depending upon my upload schedule. Upload, day off of upload. 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 Here's my schedule, or my views and growth and stuff when I do 2 days off. Upload, explosion. Another upload 2 days later. Here's my upload, my growth when I upload every day. So yeah, for some weird reason, my algorithm is upload, just keeps going. I gotta be careful with that hand signal, I know. But either way, yeah, I cracked the code. Although, so here's the upload frequency, regardless of frequency, in August. September, okay, it's doing pretty. Oh no! Oh God! Okay, wait, that would actually be July. Geez, Mike, you know, you can't count to 10, obviously, based on your last top 10 list. And now you're like going backward in time. Yeah, so time goes backward for me. It's like, you know, I'm like Benjamin Button with manga. You know, like it's kind of like when you read the manga, you read from right to left. With me, you know, my years go backward in time. So, you know, September, then August, then July, and June, you know, me and some celebrities that seem to get younger as they get older. Or Sean Connery up until he died, which was, you know, it was always whatever that day was that he had an interview about, giving them a little schlap, and then he didn't age. My favorite part about his age is that he played Harrison Ford's father in The Last Crusade, despite only being 11 years older than Harrison Ford. Maybe he was like Chuck Norris, where he was actually born older than his father. That would explain some things. Either that or his mom got in a lot of trouble. So, yeah, let's take a look at the chat again. Garfield for Goku. Is there a latency issue for others? Does it keep like buffering? Because maybe. I have it set right now with my settings. Probably not perfect. I mean, YouTube kind of gives like suggestions to what I could do. Oh. Wait. I have the video bitrate at 8,000 and I'm outputting 1080p. I'm pretty sure that's what they suggested. Maybe I should have put it up higher. Who cares? It's going pretty good, Devin. Thank you. Let me take a look at something. Biggie, is that link working, by the way? Click on the link and see if it works. Otherwise, I'm going to have to repost it. It's buffering, then get off McDonald's Wi-Fi. Yeah, seriously. I'm on, I have like a fiber optic internet where it's like a gig per second. I'm using Ethernet too. So it should not be any internet issue on mine. Will I ever sell merch? I don't know, maybe. The only thing I'm planning to sell right now is, you know, books in the future. Well, you know, books and things related to that franchise. So, I don't know, if you put it in the background, does it become merchandise? Where does something... When does something become merchandise? Where do you draw the line? That's a good question. Wow, Antigua, you're asking the real questions. For years, I have thought of doing a video about that, but I feel like it's too messed up to not do that. I mean, I feel like it's too messed up to make that video. It's an old school theory that I've definitely considered making a video out of. But yeah. I don't know. I don't know if there's any way I can make that video, like an actual video. Like, I feel like not only would that video get like banned or blacklisted or shadow banned something, but you know, I'd get like a community strike. I would probably get copyright struck too, because I'd have to play Sweet Home Alabama on loop in the background of the video, but you know. Hey, Anthony Murchison. How are you doing? McDonald's Wi-Fi.
What is he, the god of McDonald's?
Dragon Ball Evolution power scaling. Oh god. The power scaling is... Goku's power level is an IDGAF out of 9,000. Okay. So let's see which video I'm going to record first. All right. Oh. I don't know if I want to record this tonight. I'm going to have to like think about it a lot. I have so there was like those Mount Rushmore videos I had seen a number of like a while back for different franchises. I don't know if anyone's done any for Dragon Ball. I don't really care because I'm going to do it anyway. But I plan to do some of those Mount Rushmore videos for Dragon Ball maybe in the coming weeks. I thought that would be cool. YD. Oh, wait a second. Okay. So, all right. I thought of the first one I'm going to do. The real reason Kid Buu pushed back the Spirit Bomb. Could do another Buu Saga Media. And Bubblegum Media. Some of these videos, for me, it would take a good amount of prep to do, like in terms of thinking it through, gathering all the manga. This is an interesting video. Maybe I could do this one. Why wasn't Cell created perfect? I've gotten that question so many times over the years that I feel like it would be a good video to do. And it's another Cell Saga video, so people are probably going to watch it. Did Trunks ever go back to... Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. Oh, this one could be good, too. Why didn't Goku take the heart medicine sooner? That's a question I've had a lot of people ask about, too. Like, oh, Goku's an idiot. You didn't take the heart virus medication sooner. Well, maybe you should have read what Trunks said. But, hey, that's what I'm going to do for you. All right. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, so I think I got 3 videos I'm going to do. The real reason Kid Buu pushed back the Spirit Bomb. Why didn't Goku take the heart virus medication sooner? And why wasn't Cell created perfect? Another one I was considering doing is can Super Saiyan 3 be mastered? But the thing is that I feel like that would take a little bit too much prep time. And I'm not Batman who has infinite prep time. As for the video I'll release tomorrow, I don't know. When was the last Cell Saga video I put out? I gotta keep that frequency up so I can stay Cell Saga Media. I am perfection. I'll do my Damian Clark impression. Hello, I am Perfect Cell. And it is time for things to be perfect here at Cell Saga Media. I am perfection. I am perfection! Perfection! Alright, when I was a little kid, I first saw that, and we didn't have the subtitles turned on every time I watched that scene. I always thought Cell was saying, I'll be back! And so I was always disappointed when Cell never came back. I was like, oh, I thought he said he would be back. That sucks. It's technically he came back in the next arc, but I don't count that. Even as a kid, I'm like, this doesn't count. Cell has to come back for real. And Cell Max doesn't count either. I'll be back. It would be funny if Cell actually did say, I'll be back. Because not only would that be another Terminator quote that Toriyama would be using, but also because the fact that he never came back. And so he could he was so arrogant, he just assumed that even though he was getting vaporized by Gohan, he would either survive in some capacity or he'd be able to find a way to come back, and then he literally never does. he just ceased to exist at that point in the manga continuity and stuff. I guess that maybe he was reincarnated into Lek by now, and he's going to become Goku's disciple Oob's rival. It's going to be Oob versus Lek, and both of them are going to have crazy potential, one based upon Cell and one based upon Boo, and they're going to both train for 4 months, and that's when Dragon Ball UTI, Dragon Ball UTI is going to take place after Dragon Ball Z's ending, Dragon Ball Super, and with Dragon Ball Oob time. And he's going to step into the Oob Tour. Step into the Oob Tour. Dragon Ball Oob time. No. Please, no. And, Krillin's going to have his own disciple, who's going to be the reincarnation of Nappa, a Pan. And, he's also still going to be bald. He's going to be born bald this time. He's not going to go bald. Because I guess that alopecia exists for the Saiyans. And then Tien's going to have his own disciple, who is going to be the reincarnation of... trying to think of a name that won't get me demonetized. He'll have a reincarnation of King Cold, who will be called... Wait for it. Do I do the last part first? No, that's the real question. He'll be called Dalak Janik. Nailed it. And then Master Roshi will have a new disciple, because I guess he decided to train somebody again, who will be named Ilupa, and he'll be the strongest one of all, because he's, of course, Apu's reincarnation. And then Pui Pui's reincarnation will be trained by Gohan, because he's apparently not training his own child for some reason. And so, instead of training Pan, he will be training Weep Weep. And, he'll be like the edgy character who looks like Sasuke, basically. It'll be great. Wonderful story. Better than everything that Toyotaro wrote in Dragon Ball Super. But anyway, the hell was I even doing? I don't know. I'm getting the manga now. Oh, let's take a look at the chat right now. Thank you so much, John George Peppers. What kind of peppers? Are they jalapeno, habanero, ghost, California Reaper? Either way, thank you so much for joining the LSM fan tier. You can go over to the community tab right now, where I have a link to join the Discord server. Now, Xavier, you were able to do that as well, and whoever joined. I'll be back. Doesn't come back. Yep. Great writing. DBZ Kai the last chapters. No, it's it for Goku time. Yeah, we're gonna get Bruce Falconer coming back for Dragon Ball UT. Every time Oob steps onto the screen, dun, 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 except it'll be in reverse. I don't know how I'm supposed to hum that. So everything with Oob's going to be in reverse. Instead of like turning people into candy, he will have candy turn into people and fight for him. So like Oob will look at like some gingerbread dough and go, and then it'll turn into like a gingerbread man and fight for him. It'll be like his stand power. Gingerbread man! And that's what it'll be called. Or let me see. What's like a song that would work for that? or a band name. Instead of Gingerbread Man, he would use, this is my standa. Rocky Road. I don't know. What's that song? How's that song go? I want candy or something. I want the candy. And then they'll have to change in the English dub to I enjoy sweets or something stupid that doesn't sound anywhere near as good in the Japanese. Still don't quite understand that copyright, because people do things in movies and shows in America all the time that's inspired by pre-existing things and never seem to get sued. So why would Araki naming stands after like bands and songs somehow cause copyright issues? I don't know. Even they can't even subtitle it correctly, even though you hear the guy in Japanese saying King Crimson, but then Japanese, what do they call him? I forgot. Golden Experience, Golden Wind. It's like, I know he didn't just say wind. Star Platinum apparently is fine though. Star Platinum. But what is it? Killer Queen has to be Deadly Queen. It's like, I know that Kira did not just say deadly. He clearly said killer, but I guess we're just supposed to ignore what they're saying, even though they're speaking English. Then again, I have met anime fans who watch in Japanese and never even seem to realize that the voice actors are saying a bunch of things in English. It happens. You know, you're so locked in a reading and you're like just hearing the voice, and your brain like makes it seem like they're speaking what it's saying, you know, written out. They're vocalizing it. I think they should make Oob's song in reverse. Yep. In Dragon Ball, your headcanon, Andrew Garfield, is that Z means Zenkai. Yeah, so it only applies to the first two arcs then. Really only Namek, because they don't even bring up Zenkai. Vegeta doesn't even mention Zenkais until Namek. It's literally a concept that got introduced and never came up again, aside from one example and then another series in one arc. But the Namek arc is the best, right? You know, it has Super Saiyan and, you know, the best ending. Actually, it doesn't. I'm going to do a whole video, actually. That's one video. I'm trying to figure out how to title it, because I feel like if I title it Why Dragon Ball Z Should Not Have Ended with Frieza, people are going to be like, it didn't, Mike. Are you stupid? It ended with the Buu Saga. Like, hey, you're not even a real fan. Have you ever seen the show? Have you ever read the manga? Even though, like, I'll literally have the manga in the video and you can hover over the thumbnail and you'll see that. But they'll be like, oh, you've never seen Dragon Ball, have you? And no, the Z actually means, I actually was going to do a joke about Tao, yeah. But the Z was just Toriyama was going to, like, it was the last letter of the alphabet. It was supposed to be the last part of the story. And jokes on him. Or, well, jokes on everyone else now, I guess. But it wasn't. Oh, thanks, Sega Herman. I appreciate that. I think you're quoting me. I mean, they never bring up Zenkais again. You could say that they stopped. You could say that they, what is it? You could say that the Zenkai stopped happening. You can say that they just got really small and minuscule. You could say that Super Saiyan replaced them instead of Zenkais. Now whatever the biological instinct was of a Zenkai has been replaced by an actual transformation, which they can improve through greater iterations. You could say that the Zenkais basically hit their limit, and thus as a result, the body evolved one more time with the transformation, then again and again and again. You know, Saiyan transformations are basically an evolution that their body undergoes in order for them to achieve greater levels of power, which is why, you know, even in Super, for example, the Saiyans are getting new forms when they reach new levels of power so that their body can output it. And thus, you know, we have like a god transformation or a god, ultra instinct transformation, stuff like that. Because, even though Beerus and all the other characters, the angels don't transform when they achieve ultra instinct. Except I guess Moro when he ate Maris, but whatever. The thing is that, well, he didn't eat him. He had the gem. I don't want to get in that stupid ending again. Either way, he was pulling a Super 17, just pulling brand new techniques and weaknesses out of his butt. But yeah, so let's do the first video. Let's just do... I'll do the heart virus one first. That's going to be a quicker video. So let me get all the manga panels gathered up. Let's see if I actually open the correct... Nope, I did not open the correct volume. I gotta like memorize the numbers, the volumes in the future. The thing is, like, I have a bunch of different releases of Dragon Ball physically and digitally. So as a result, it makes it difficult for me to always remember the numbers. Then dyslexia doesn't help that. Sequencing. Okay, here we go. So there's the first one of Torankusu, the only good version of Trunks in the story, telling Goku, yes, it's pronounced Goku, Son Goku, that he's gonna die in 7 days. Well, actually, no, in an ambiguous amount of time. I'll probably cover a little bit like why it took so long too. Like I like to cover a little adjacent parts of the story as well. Actually, recently when I was rewatching, actually rereading the manga, I started to pinpoint the exact moment that Toriyama starts to show us Goku suffering the results of the heart virus. Because it's actually a little bit earlier than you would think. It's like right after Yajirobe's ship has been destroyed. The thing he's flying around in, the flying car, let's say. But it's definitely showing when he goes to save Yamcha. Because you could see he's sweating. Now, often Toriyama will utilize sweat in order to show somebody's nervous or scared or bothered, but you'll see. Quick video. Quick for me. I'll probably still be like 10 to 12 minutes. YouTube actually likes my videos more too when they're longer, but that's kind of, it's like Bob Ross used to say, it's a happy accident. So I never know how long my videos will be. I'm telling you it's gonna be 10 to 12 minutes, but for all I know it's gonna be like twice that long. I have no idea how, but I mean that's the whole thing. Oh, right. It's actually in another volume. Another thing, too, is like there's different start points and end points in the manga depending upon which release of the manga there is. And thus, as a result, sometimes like there will be a chapter, which is where it starts, and a chapter where it ends that's different based upon that. Okay, I think I have everything all set. Actually, you know what? I just thought of like a cool place to do a shout out to another video as well. One of my most popular videos of all time about Goku giving Cell a sensu bean. So I'll bring up like some supposedly stupid decisions that Goku makes in the narrative, because I've made videos about a number of them. Thing is, it's funny, a lot of times people think I don't like Goku, or that like I'm a Goku hater or something like that, but I've actually made a number of videos defending his actions, especially in the Cell Saga. Because a lot of people, I think, miss some of the greater things behind that. Even like Plague of Gripes recently, he did his video about, you know, is Goku still Goku in the Saiyan Saga, for example, or not Saiyan Saga, in Dragon Ball Super, for example. And, you know, like he brought up the Goku sensu bean thing and not killing Dr. Gero. And, you know, I've done videos about both of those examples, you know, because so many people think that they're accidents or they're really bad or this, but you know, like, you know, he did make a good point about it being with regard to like, you can make justifications about this or that. But either way, I still think that saying some of these things are mistakes is ignoring the in-universe ramifications if he actually did that. Like if Goku actually agreed with Bulma to go and kill Dr. Gero before the androids were like finished, then he and everyone else would die, because Dr. Gero might have already been an android and 17 and 18 might have already been like strong enough to kill him at that point. Like we don't know when he actually abducted them, when he built 19, when 19 turned him into a robot. Goku, when he fought them, Goku, when he fought them, 3 years of training afterward, along with everyone else. Like if they grab him and they absorb Goku's power right there, everyone dies, the end. So like so many people just like ignore that stuff, or like they don't think about any of it. And it's like, well, think a little bit about this and you realize it's not a mistake. You're just wrong. So a lot of respect for Plague and a lot of other people. Obviously I made a video of Plague of Gripes, but I do think in universe, most people who say that stuff are wrong because they don't really know what they're talking about. Like if you, well, you know, if you put a lot of thought into it. But hold on a second. Just saw us, it looks like, wow, we have 5 new members on the stream. Thank you so much, guys. We got 84 likes too. Wow, I wonder if we'll get 100 tonight. It's always a goal I try and aim for. Well, before I start the next video, I want to do a shout out again real quick to everybody who has joined thus far. And additionally, the awesome super chat we got. So thank you so much, Kyle Coro, Jeffrey Smith, Xavier DeGod, AP for your awesome super chat, as well as AP joining, and John George Peppers, all joining as members. You're all awesome. Join the Laughing Legion. I thought that'd be a cool thing to call my audience, but I don't know if people actually would like that name or not. So you'll have to let me know what to call people, what to call you guys if you want to have like a cool fandom name or something. And I'm going to record for the first time in a while a video from this camera angle. I think I'm going to blow people's minds. Alrighty. Also, you know, leave me some questions in the chat and stuff for when I'm done recording the video. And give me your reactions to the video as I'm recording and what your thoughts are on the topic. Because I always love to, after a video is done recording, to go back in the chat and read it and kind of get an idea of what everyone thinks. Hold on, let's see. Xavier, you're saying something about that's what Frieza Saga is the best. I forgot to do the check-in with Yama. Did I forget to do that, or did they do that? I don't really know. You'll have to let me know. If you need me to do something, you also like send me a message on Discord while I'm streaming. Actually, yeah, somebody just mentioned the Oracle Fish prophecy. I do actually, that reminds me, I do actually plan to do a video about that in the future. Like, I have some super videos that I do plan to do, because there are some topics that are interesting to me that I plan to do. So one of them is going to be, was the Oracle Fish wrong? Was the Oracle Fish prophecy wrong? I don't know how I want to title it. And then another one actually was what everyone gets wrong about Goku in the Tournament of Power, which has to do with his power throughout the course of the fight. You know, to give you guys a little bit of a spoiler, it's basically that everyone seems to think Goku was getting more tired and weaker as the fight went on, but actually he was regaining his stamina and getting stronger. It's completely contrary in universe to how it worked before the Tournament of Power, but either way, that's what was happening, and that's what they showed and explained many times. Goku vastly more powerful in base, Super Saiyan Blue, and stuff like that by the end compared to the start. Like at the very end, he was tired and running out of energy and flickering in Super Saiyan, stuff like that, but when he was fighting Jiren alongside Vegeta, they were both vastly more powerful than Goku when he was, for example, throwing the Spirit Bomb at Jiren. I mean, the Tournament of Power is by far the most like inconsistent in-universe arc of all time in the franchise, and that's including like Super 17 and stuff like that. Oh, you think that's actually a cool name? All right, cool. Hey, Stavros, Inenoglue. Hopefully I nailed it. I'm going to be recording a video right now. And yeah, Kienzan might have been able to kill Frieza. I actually did a video years ago where it has Krillin throwing this Destructo Disc right through Superman as Superman's like beaming him, and it like reflects off of Krillin's like bald head. And it's can the Destructo Disc cut through anything? And so I talk about if he could have killed Frieza, which I think there's indications that he could have. But either way, broke it down in depth in that video back in the old era of Laughingstock Media, where I edited every single video from scratch. And yeah, Stavros, I actually made, well, yeah, and real quick, to continue on that, yes, Xavier, the Destructo Disc, the Kienzan, exploded when it hit Cell's neck. Also, Gohan with his aura stopped the discs, but the thing is that was only in the anime. In the manga, the discs have, I don't think, ever been caught or stopped. Jiren in the anime also stopped them and actually punched them and stuff, including in the actual theoretical edge of them. But yeah, like that's different continuity entirely. But okay, let's do this first video. And Biggie, you can let, and everyone else, you could let Stavros know what the announcement is while I'm recording this. Hey guys, it's Mike here, and in this video, I'm going to be discussing a topic that people have talked about in the Dragon Ball community ever since the Cell Saga of Dragon Ball Z. And that's going to have to do with Goku. Another thing that a lot of people seem to believe that Goku was mistaken about, or that he acted foolishly, or a number of other subjects with regard to that. That would have to be, why didn't Goku take the heart virus medication sooner? After all, we see that Trunks, well, gave him the heart virus medication, and then Goku, for some reason, didn't take it. Is there a reason that Goku did not take this medication in universe that actually makes sense, or was he wrong, as many fans like to believe? Well, in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at that and also bring up other examples that people believe Goku was wrong about, which actually he wasn't. So let's get into that right now. Before I begin, though, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing and enabling notifications. That way you'll be able to see all my videos all year round. That way, if YouTube stops showing them to you one day, you'll still be able to see them in your sub feed and on my channel and get notifications about them. But let's get into that right now. So let me bring up Toriyama's manga as I get into, well, look at Goku here suffering from the ramifications of the heart virus. But before we actually get to this moment here, I gotta dial it back a little bit because we have to get to the actual conversation that Torankasu had with Son Goku back when they first met, which is right here, when Trunks had just had his awesome sparring match with Super Saiyan Goku's finger. And, something that if only Chi-Chi was there to see it, she would have stopped giving Goku so much flack for sure. But either way, he went on to explain exactly what was going on with regard to why he was there, his presence in the past, aka in alternate timelines past, and also what he was there to really do. How Goku had failed to kill the evil secret scientist mastermind of the Red Ribbon Army, Dr. Jiro in the English dub, Gero in the manga, and Jero on my channel, Cell Saga Media, here at his perfection. And as a result, he made the androids in the future, the cybernetic humanoids, the Jinzo Ningen killing machines that proceeded to kill all the Z fighters and wipe out most of humanity and just become a horrible terror in the original timeline, in Trunks' timeline, and so on. Now, Goku at this point asked the question that a lot of people were wondering when this first came out. Well, where was Goku? Did he get killed by the androids too? But he didn't. He got killed by something that even a Super Saiyan was incapable of overcoming. That was an illness, the heart virus, something that, well, took Goku and his life permanently. And of course, because Goku died of natural causes, they couldn't even wish him back. As Kami had discussed with that clause in the Dragon Balls back in the Namek section when he was talking to King Kai about bringing back Guru, the Grand Elder Saichora. And at this point, he talks about everything. He doesn't say where the heart virus comes from. I actually discussed that video a little while back on my channel because a lot of people seem to think it came from Yardrat or, maybe biting Frieza's tail or something. They never actually explain it. And Trunks doesn't say that Goku's the only one that had it either. The way that it's implied is that it was actually something that afflicted a lot of people. And that's the reason why there was a medication created. It wasn't even implied that Bulma was the one that created it either. So definitely check that out because I went really in depth into that in that video, as I often do here. Goku, of course, wanted to fight them because, that's Goku's nature. He was afraid, but he still wanted to see just how he fared. Of course, that is the warrior code within him, something that's a major component in this arc. This is when he gives Goku the heart virus medication. We don't know the flavor, but some have speculated that it's actually grape. And he says right here that the medication, even though it was incurable in this era, is in 20 years where Trunks comes from, fully able to be taken care of. Of course, if Goku died many years later, or many years before the creation of this medication, again, there's no evidence that was created for Goku. It's not like we're told that Bulma made the time machine and then she created the heart virus medication to make sure that she can save Goku. Again, doesn't explain that. But what does Trunks actually say in terms of how to take this medication? He says right here something very important that a lot of people overlook. Because people think that Goku should have just drank this the second he got it. Because after all, well, why not? But Trunks is right here. Take this once you start experiencing symptoms. Major point here. Trunks had no idea when Goku would really start to experience the symptoms in this timeline. He probably assumed, like in the original timeline, that Goku was either home with his family or he was off training when he started to be afflicted with this disease. He didn't realize that Goku would literally be off confronting the androids. Now, when did Goku really start to actually experience the symptoms of the heart virus? Now, we see it a little bit later on when he's fighting against Android 19, but it actually seemed to manifest even before that. And we'll see that right here. When Goku is seeing that Yajirobe has come to, give everyone the sensu beans and then fly away, we start to see that Goku's actually sweating a little bit. Now, often Toriyama will utilize characters sweating in order to show like embarrassment or, shock, stuff like that. We see everyone sweating, for example, after the ship is destroyed, even Krillin. But as we go on, we start to see a little bit more of this, where even in situations where no one else is necessarily, as, let's say, amped up or tired or exhausted, after the androids are killing everyone, we see that Goku is already sort of huffing and puffing when he goes to try and help Yamcha, who is a little bit worse for wear at this point. Fortunately, he was able to get a sensu, even though it looks like Dr. Gero just kind of ripped out his stomach where he would actually eat it. So how it actually works, maybe I'll do a whole video about that. Now again, Goku's sweating like the others, but look what happens when he arrives and starts to actually kind of fight in the action. Even right before that, it looks like he's already a little worse for wear. He already looks like he's kind of tired right here now, doesn't he? Now, after Goku dodges and he punches Gero in his metal face, which probably gave him, some sort of brain damage, you would assume, because his brain might be bobbling around inside that case in there, like he's one of the evil mad scientists from Kikaider. What happens? Goku, he's already kind of looking a little bit off, especially right here in this panel. Now, what happens? They start to fly away, and as they're flying, again, Goku's looking a little bit more tired than the others. We even see right here, when he touches down, look at this. He's huffing and puffing. Even Tien immediately mentions, something's not right here. Why is Son breathing so heavily already? All he's done is fly here. And, well, of course, dodge. But I guess you forgot that you got a laser shot at your face, Tien. And this is when goes into a Super Saiyan, and immediately Piccolo realizes something's wrong. This is the reason why he gives this impression. Tien, he's bedazzled by the amazing power he's sensing up close now from Goku, even stronger than the power that he put out against Trunks. But Piccolo, he's like, this is weird. Why is Goku so weak right now? What's up with the quality of his aura? More sweat, more exhaustion. So Goku doesn't even start to experience this until a little bit before he's already fighting the androids. By that point, it's too late. I mean, maybe you could argue that Goku maybe should have brought the heart virus bottle with him, but at the same time, it's like, why would Goku think that he would just immediately start to manifest these symptoms, which Gohan and Piccolo both notice, immediately when he's about to fight the androids? Does that really make sense? It's a little strange kind of, let's say, narrative contrival in this case, where Goku, he's rushing the battle, he's huffing and puffing, he's not thinking straight because, well, he's basically having a heart attack. And this is when people start to ask with regard to why didn't he take the medication, which leads into when he's really starting to suffer the consequences right here. When he's getting knocked down, everything like that, Gohan notices he's grabbing his heart. It has to be the heart virus. And then immediately he's asked the disease, and why did he not take the medication? But what do we see here? He never got sick. He's been healthy the entire time. So he never took the medicine. So is this a mistake that Goku didn't take the medication? No, it doesn't make sense for it to be one. After all, Trunks specifically said right here, take this once you start experiencing symptoms. As I just showed you, Goku started to experience the symptoms right when the android showed up. So, naturally, it doesn't make sense for Goku to have made some sort of weird mistake and to be an idiot who didn't take his medication when he was supposed to, because he never got sick until literally right now. And that brings up another interesting point, like I mentioned in my video about where Goku got the heart virus. The second that Goku is right about to battle against Dr. Gero, that's when the heart virus medication would be helpful. That's when the symptoms start to manifest themselves. Brings up the topic, the theory, that maybe it was actually the evil doctor himself, the mad scientist. Maybe he engineered the virus. Maybe he was the one who created as yet another failsafe, like you could argue that he did with Cell, like you can argue that he did with Android 16. He was always thinking like playing fourth dimensional chess. So maybe somehow he, I don't know, maybe engineered himself to give off the virus once somebody came within proximity of him, that maybe he, because he was gathering Goku's genes, his cells, through the spy bots, maybe he engineered the virus to target Goku and people, you know, that have somewhat of a similar genome. Even though Goku's a pure breed alien, maybe it would affect certain humans and Goku. And thus, as a result, that's why he got it. Whereas Gohan, Chi-Chi, Yamcha, all these people who were exposed to him didn't get it. Even though Goku is literally suffering and he's like within inches of some of the other Z fighters, none of them get the heart virus at all. Even his own son, Son Gohan. Son Goku, Son Gohan, and his brother, Son Goten, and his grandpa, Son Gohan, and then his, you know, granddaughter, Son Pan. But either way, I wonder if she became Son Videl. But yeah, the fact of the matter is, maybe you can argue that's another reason. Either way, I think all this proves that Goku did not make a mistake here. Much like some of the other instances where I've done videos on too, also in the top right corner, where people think that Goku made a mistake not killing Dr. Gero when he had the chance to do so. Because people mention the whole thing of how, oh, Goku and Vegeta and all the other Z fighters are idiots because Bulma makes the smart suggestion, supposedly, about how they could just go use the Dragon Balls to find where Dr. Gero is and kill him and kill everyone before they create the androids. But again, as I mentioned in the video about why Goku was right to spare him, that actually might have killed everyone because, for all we know, he already was this android we see right here with the ability to absorb, just like Android 19, who would also be there at the same time. Or 17 and 18 would be walking around, which means that they rush in, they want to kill them. Oh wait, they're all dead now because, you know, they were stupid and they didn't realize that, well, if we listen to the supposedly smart person Bulma's plan, we would get murdered by these super powerful androids who make us seem like fodder even 3 years later. And since nobody would know that they could absorb energy until, you know, Yamcha gets his own energy absorbed and then explains it, Goku didn't know this until Piccolo told him in the midst of his fight. Well, then the only character who would be strong enough to even combat these guys without that power would be Goku, and then he'd be taken out immediately, and thus as a result, everybody dies. Terrible situation, even worse because they listened to Bulma, which means it wasn't a mistake. Just like another video I did in the top right corner, Goku giving Cell Senzu Bean was also not a mistake, because the fact of the matter is, with an exhausted Cell who never got a Senzu Bean, well, when he goes to fight against Gohan, who is stronger than Goku at this point, did another video about that on the top right, he might have just rushed the fight and blown up the planet and done a bunch of other stuff because he was pushed to the point of desperation earlier. Whereas when he was not exhausted anymore, not in any way hampered, let's say, then he would have been, well, good to go. And, you know, it wouldn't have been anywhere near as an issue. He wouldn't have fought as confidently as he is right here, especially if he was tired by the time that Gohan became a Super Saiyan Su. And also, I discussed another video you guys might like in the top right corner about what if all the Z fighters jumped him. I feel like things wouldn't have gone as well as a lot of people think. But either way, guys, let me know your own thoughts down below in the comments. What do you think about with regard to this topic? You know, and why Goku didn't take the heart virus medication if he was wrong to do so. Maybe he should have put in his Super Saiyan jockstrap just in case, you know, so that he could whip it out the medication, of course, and then drink it, you know, right when he was fighting the androids. I'm good to go, you know, like Popeye eating his spinach, and then, you know, ready to defeat the androids. But as we saw, it doesn't kick in that fast either. He was still screaming in agony in his bed for a little while before that happened. Let me know down below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and stick around, because there's a lot more to come in the future, unless the androids kill us all. And then, of course, there won't be a lot more to come, because, you know, we'll be dead. Nobody will think to use a one-day visit, which I mentioned on my channel. Check it out. Okay. Well, like I said, I thought it was going to be 10 to 12 minutes. It was like 15. So there we go. That's how we roll here at Laughingstock Media. That's how we roll at the North Pole, is one of my favorite bands of all time, Children Bodom said. Rest in peace, Alexi Laiho. You were an amazing guitarist and, you know, front man, and unfortunately now your band is no longer around because the tragedy that befell you. Definitely worth checking out that band, though. Amazing. Didn't get to see them live, but, you know, that's just something that happens with a lot of our favorite bands and actors and things like that. I would have loved to meet Toriyama in person, but, you know, that's how life is. It's not necessarily permanent. So we just kind of have to accept that sometimes. So first video of the night, guys. Let me go to the chat in a second. I'm just naming it so that I'll be able to edit it, you know, and title everything much quicker. Why didn't Goku? I've never seen anyone do a video about this, so for all I know, this is the first time anyone's ever done it. I highly doubt that, because so many channels nowadays make Dragon Ball content, but hey, we'll see. Take the hurt virus, Beerus medication sooner. I gotta always put those caps in there. That was kind of funny too. I did that video a little while ago, which was what was it? It was, why didn't Gohan get stronger in 3 years of time? And so a lot of people are like, he did. This is BS. Of course he got stronger. People don't seem to understand the caps are for emphasis, right? So there's a difference between Gohan getting stronger in 3 years than Gohan getting stronger in 3 years. Gohan got stronger, but he didn't get stronger, if you see what I mean. Also, is there like a weird delay between me talking and the audio? Doesn't look like it on my screen, but for all I know, there is. God forsaken. Also, another good band is Demon Hunter. I saw them live years ago. Also, a Christian metal band. For anyone who is into that sort of thing. One of my favorite bands of all time, Killswitch Engage, as well as Howard Jones' other band, which is the originally it was called The Devil You Know. You know, it's called Light the Torch. Amazing band. Also has a lot of Christian themes in their music. So, like, for instance, songs like Become the Martyr. That's a great one. Safety of Disbelief. Let me share my screen so you can see me editing the video too. He might be my favorite. Oh, I just realized I have to recrop my, who cares if it's slightly cut off? I have to recrop my image a little bit because now I have a different camera angle. See, we're able to see half of me during that video. Better than nothing. Best I can give you is half of a mic from Laughingstock Media. Oh, that's worth a whole mic from Laughingstock Media? Oh, best I can do is give you half. Like Rick from Pawn Stars. I've actually been there before, the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop in Vegas. Big tourist trap. Let me look at the chat first, and then I will show you guys me editing this. Let's see what you guys thought of the stream too. or the recording. Thank you so much, Darth Bobcat. I'm sure that you might have sent super chats before because it's not showing a number next to your name. But thank you so much. Theory. Goku getting 3 years of extra training improved his heart health, so he lived longer than the History of Trunks special. But going Super Saiyan put strain on it. He might not have practiced it with Gohan and Piccolo. Okay, so maybe the first part's possible. The environment, Goku being out, training and being in better health. That could have possibly helped. The second part, though, Super Saiyan definitely exacerbated. That's confirmed by Vegeta. But Vegeta specifically mentions, and I probably should have shown this in the video. See, that's the thing when I do these videos off the top of my head and, I don't, spend, a week playing every single video, for example, at least going through the manga and rereading it every time. Sometimes I forget specific panels that would actually be helpful to include. So I'll see people comments like, oh man, I wish I had included that. So if I had included that scene with Vegeta mentioning it, he confirms what I was talking about because he says, you already noticed Goku, well, he says, Kakarot, you fool, you noticed that the heart virus was already afflicting you, but you decided to become a Super Saiyan anyway. And so, yeah, as I mentioned and showed in the video, he was already aware of it beforehand, even in his base. But regardless, that first part could very possibly be true. The butterfly effect, we don't know 100% how it works. So in the in-universe context of Toriyama and his time travel and mechanics and stuff. So it could be like that video I did a while back, the imperfect timeline theory, where I explained how it's possible that when the duplicates are created of different timelines, it actually creates an imperfect timeline that's never an exact duplicate regardless. And that's part of the butterfly effect. But it could also be a more literal butterfly effect, not with a butterfly flapping its wings and the hurricane on the other side of the planet, but, where this event slightly changing leads to this, basically you go back in time, you get a ticket to see Frankenstein theaters at a show that was full because one of your things is I want to see these classic movies in theaters with an audience on opening night. I want to go see Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, and I want to hear people's first ever reactions at the Chinese theater to Luke. I did not actually say this. No. To I'm your father. Just to hear all the gasps and what? Not the fake ones that they put on YouTube and stuff. And, but imagine you go see that movie and then somebody who originally was supposed to see that movie did not purchase the ticket because it was sold out. You were the last ticket, let's say. And maybe that person met their wife at that movie. They were both shocked and they talked about it afterward. They went to a bar, he asked her out and they got together and then they had kids. And that child ended up being somebody important who invented something or did something or this or that. And then inevitably it caused a massive chain reaction that led to, I don't know, them creating a fail safe or their creation leading incrementally to a fail safe and I don't know, a nuclear bomb, and the bomb just blows up when it's not supposed to, and the whole world is plunged into a nuclear war because the fact that you decide to go see The Empire Strikes Back in theaters when they were supposed to, and it's all your fault. What did you do, Barry? Basically like that. So something to think about if you ever end up going back in time to watch a movie. Make sure it's probably not opening night, or that you check the historical records to see if you were on the roster. That'd be helpful. But whatever your fake assumed name would be, instead of Mike Warren, it would be Warren Michaels with his what was the name of that joke, the banjo. I forget what it was. The banjo something, Shin. whatever, fart sounds, you know, whatever the music from children, but not children, but obviously. But yeah, thank you for your super chat. Sheba, I saw Children of Bone live in Osnabrück in Germany around 2012, I think it was. Wow, that's awesome. You're lucky. It's funny, my sister actually saw Bodum live during the Are You Dead Yet tour in America. And she didn't even know who they were. They were one of my favorite bands even back then. And so I heard, like, I saw, like, I was, like, in her car, I saw, like, the disc on the ground, like, the album. I was like, I didn't know you liked Children of Bodom. And she's like, oh, yeah, I saw them live. I thought they were a local band or something. I'm like, yeah, they're great. But all right, it's all right. You can't do everything you want in life. That's how it is. Yeah, accept it. Thank you so much, Xavier. Let me do your other chat first. You're always so generous. Thank you. How much power did Cell lose against Goku? Good question. You know, I'm gonna do a video about that. Thank you. I'll give you a low answer, but I'm gonna do a video about that. That's actually a great topic, because I've done a lot of how much power did they gain or lose, but I never thought to do that as a dedicated video. That's why I love reading my comments and stuff sometimes, because like sometimes like people like make points and it's like, wow, that's actually like a really interesting idea to make a video out of. You know, that's one of the reasons why I still read my comments as a YouTuber. Plus, like, you know, so many YouTubers, they don't read their comments because they're like, oh, you don't read the comments, you know, like they want, like, I get it to a degree, like, especially if you get thousands of comments on every video, you can't read them all. Like, I can't read every comment I get, but I make an effort to try and read my comments, because I know at the end of the day, everyone who's commenting is still a real person, even though some people are rude, some people are trolling, you know, blah, blah. Like, I still, like, I'm trying to have like a actual like human approach and community and stuff like that. So like, I'm like, you know, I'll read the comments because these are people giving their thoughts. And I was a commenter before I made videos. Well, before I made videos professionally on YouTube. I would comment on people's channels all the time. You can go back to see early Quaman videos and maybe Red Letter Media and stuff from like 10-ish years ago, when you could see my comments before I even upload on my channel, like talking to them and like leaving books of like multi-paragraph comments. Like I was one of those guys in their comment section. I was like, eventually I was like, you know what, I'll just say these things in videos because it takes so freaking long for me to write this stuff. And I have to like proofread everything I write like 5 times because, you know, dyslexia, lysdexia and all. So yeah, thank you, Xavier. I think it's less of a percentage of power he lost and more of a volume. I don't know if you've seen Yu Yu Hakusho. I don't remember if you've mentioned that, but like how Sensui mentioned that he had way more volume of energy than Yusuke, although Yusuke could put out a higher amount. I think that's more of it. Cell lost a good amount of volume of energy because he fought against Goku with a lot of attacks. Plus, he had to regenerate half his body, which takes a good amount of energy, except for some reason when he regenerates his whole body, and then I guess he comes back fully powered. I don't know how the hell that works. But, you know, either way, the fact of the matter is that he could probably still put out 100% of his power. It's just that he probably couldn't do it as long with as many spammable attacks as he could if he was in full condition. So that's part of the reason I mentioned that in the jumping Cell video, because sometimes people conflate amount of power in reserve compared like with volume of energy, like let's say a lake or a reservoir of water, to how much you can condense that water into like a stream in like a fire hose with a Kamehameha, for example, right? So I think it's more of that practice. And yeah, I have to actually write that down. Great topic. Thank you, Xavier. How much power did Cell lose against Goku? Maybe I'll retitle it. But yeah, awesome. Okay, maybe I could even record that video right now, but I already said I was going to record the other ones. It wouldn't be that hard for me to do it because I already have it thought out. You misread shits for sits what? Oh, see, this is the thing. When I scroll up, the chat does not refresh. It's annoying. YouTube has to fix that. Smoking Chimp, the big announcement is we now have memberships on the channel. First tier, 99 cents for all the emojis and badge access and stuff like that. Second tier, $4.99 a month, where you get access to my special Discord server and exclusive content in terms of streams, as well as videos and things of that nature. Like all the manga videos, for example, member videos, and every new chapter of the manga reviews are going to be videos for members, $4.99, and the $9.99 tier, which will also have additional stuff that will be available to you on the Discord server and then on the channel itself. So that's a big announcement, and I recommend that, if anyone wants to support the channel, anyone wants to get access to any of this stuff, you'll be able to with the memberships. You just go to my channel and then click join, and then you could choose whichever one you want. You just need to have a Google account, and you need to have, I'm guessing, your payment set up. How's it go, Gara Trace? No, Harold can smell what The Rock is cooking. He could also see why kids love the flavor of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and he can catch the Lucky Charms guy, the rabbit from the Tricks, because he knows that Tricks are, for kids. And, he can also taste all of the herbs and spices from KFC and, identify them with his muscular tongue and all that other stuff. Could a fresh Kamikalo with 17 and 18 be able to overwhelm Imperfect Cell? I think it's similar to what happened with the ganging up video that I mentioned. I think that he was so powerful that he would be able to just beat them with his speed and strength, even though all three of them together would be at least somewhat comparable to his strength. Because Piccolo used an ability that dumped much of his volume of energy into one attack, whereas it did nothing to Cell. And the only one who was on the same level at the time was 16, if we don't count Broly and Beerus and Moro and Whis and Jiren and a million other characters. Would Kamikalo have struggled against 18 in any way, and could Piccolo beat all three Super Saiyans pre-chamber at the same time if they ganged up on him? I mean, 17 one-shot Trunks as a Super Saiyan. For the most part, he smashed him down when he hit him from behind, gave him a back shot. And so I would assume that there was enough margin of error for him to maybe do that. I think it's closer than it would be with Cell. The thing is that 17 says about 18, that she would have a problem if all of the characters teamed up on her. So there was a threat against her, but he doesn't say that I would have a problem. So it could be that the margin of power between 17 and 18, and thus 17 everyone else, was enough to where he could beat everyone if they ganged up on him, but 18 couldn't. And thus Piccolo would be able to. Piccolo wouldn't have infinite stamina, but he wouldn't need it depending upon the moves that he used. So I think that would answer your question. I am going to do that video, Crest of Honor, where Super Saiyan was refined or mastered like Super Saiyan. I'm going to do a video about whether it could be or not. So True Piccolo couldn't handle it. Pre-Kami merger, and I don't think so. But with regard to Could Piccolo as Kamikolo beat 18? Yeah, I did a whole video about that. I think that he would be able to beat her for sure because she doesn't have the barrier, so he would have killed her with the Hell Zone Grenade. And then he could have killed her or 17, maybe even both at the same time if he just immediately used the Light Grenade with all of his energy in one shot the second he entered the battle. Because Piccolo, when he, I did my my fight analysis between him and future Android 17 on my channel. Didn't get promoted, but you guys can check it out on there. And it's a really in-depth video, like 40 minutes. And I explained that Piccolo actually seemed like he was intending to fight both the androids at the same time initially. So I think there's a strong indication that maybe Piccolo, you know, with his Light Grenade could have at least hurt both of them and definitely taken out one of them with that attack. Especially because 17 jumps out of the way. He doesn't even attempt to block it with his barrier like, let's say, Bobbity did when Boo did his big power move. Could an EMP have worked against the androids instead of using a self-destruction remote? I don't think so. I'm sure Dr. Gero probably put some kind of like EMP shielding or something. All right. Let me just show you the video and stuff right now. So here's the video I just recorded. I'm going to edit the audio. And then I'm going to create a thumbnail file. What the hell's going on my watch? Hey Siri, restart my watch. What the hell just happened? Hold on a second. What is going on? Speaking of EMPs. Hey Siri, restart my... I don't even know. And my watch is all messed up. It's like crashing or something. Never seen that happen. All right, so I'm going to add the audio real quick. Might be too much. If anyone asks about the announcement, Xavier or Big E or anyone like that, just let them know in the chat while I'm not able to see it. I gotta figure out like a better monitor setup for the chat when I'm doing these streams. I feel like I'm cutting off too much like this.
The second that Goku...
That sounds a little bit too...
Scientist mastermind. How Goku had failed to kill the evil secret scientist mastermind. How Goku had failed to kill the evil secret scientist mastermind in the red.
It's fine enough. Got a lot of presets with my custom keyboard setup here. So I, you know, it used to take me so much longer to edit my audio, but now way faster. You know, with my older videos, I would, because I make them from scratch, I record the audio with me off camera, and then I would like cut out all the breaths. I would get rid of like every little sound that I didn't want to be in there. And like you could see, you can, like the sample was like 44,000 or something. So I could literally go in this close, and each of these is like, I don't know, a picosecond or something. And, you know, I can like edit it like this. Like I'll show you like how, when I zoom out, here's like this one thing. And here's like me zooming out normally. You could see like how in-depth the editing is. And I would have really long videos like this, well, way longer than this. And that's why it would take me sometimes weeks just to edit the audio file. It was a nightmare. Like eventually when you're like this, it's like looking at the matrix code basically, because you're just looking at green all the time, and you're going in and you're doing like surgery on the letters and stuff, like, you know, so that it sounds fine, and not, you know, and the letters, the characters and stuff like that. Except in this case, it's like, you know, here's like a sound I don't really want, and so I'll like remove it, and, you know, like it's not worth the time you put into it. Got like some pre-made assets as well. Here's the thumbnail I made for the stream tonight. As you can see with this, I based it off of this. So you know, here's the original image from the anime. You can see it still has a little bit of the aspect ratio, the 4:3. So this is like from Kai. So I own all of Kai, of course, and so I was able to screen cap it and then, you know, stretch it, and then I cut Cell out, so you can see right here, and then I like recolored Cell, and then I like did a whole new background to match this. I made, you know, I sampled the color, and then I did the text. And of course I have my banner, or my border that I like to put on all of them, which YouTube kind of trims a little bit with their previews. And so I feel like it came out pretty good, you know, this instead of this, or really this instead of this. I think this one pops more with the coloration I did, you know, more saturation a little bit. Sometimes I feel like the colors from the full color manga even, they didn't do as well as they could have. I also had this as a possibility. Maybe I'll reuse this in the future, because big faces usually do well with the thumbnail algorithm. And then you know, I had some others like this, but this is hard to see at this size, so I decided not to use this. This one, a lot, you know, very similar, but maybe a little bit too much distortion. This is the one from my Cell Saga Media non-canon stream. So, yeah, thumbnails could take a lot of work, but I enjoy making thumbnails more than I do editing videos, even though it takes me longer to make thumbnails now than it did to make videos with my new style, which is funny. The poster takes longer to make than the movie, basically. Now, as you can see, on the audio updates, then I just do my edits. I've been editing for over 20 years, so like this stuff is all really natural to me.
And that's going to have to do with Goku. Another thing that a lot of people seem to believe that Goku was mistaken about, but yeah,
okay. Thought so, about 25 in. I like to cut a little part out for when I do the intro. So that way the effects won't apply to the entire video, so it doesn't have to render the effects for like 16 minutes. Even longer than I thought. I thought it was only 15 after I cut the little parts out. But I guess not. So I'll do a zoom. Dr. Zoom. What do you do, Barry?
Hey guys.
And then I like to...
Hey guys.
I do it manually every time because The thing is, like, I might speak at a different speed ever so slightly. And thus, as a result, I'll change the opacity, or I usually pronounce opacity differently. I don't really know what the real version is. A lot of words, sometimes you just read them, so you don't know what the official pronunciation is.
Hey guys, it's Mike here, and in this video, I'm going to be discussing a topic that people have talked about in the Dragon Ball community ever since the Cell Saga of Dragon Ball Z. And that's going to have to do with Goku. Another thing that a lot of people seem to believe that Goku was mistaken about, or that he acted foolishly, or a number of other subjects with regard to that. That would have to be, why didn't Goku take the heart virus medication sooner? After all,
I like that the motion stops right when I go to actually say what the video is. I think that it has more weight to it, let's say.
With regard to that would have to be,
like, when I go to make my point, that's the point where the video stops moving. And then let's go to the outro.
not fast either. He was still screaming in agony in his bed for a little while before that happened. Let me know down below.
Did I already mention that part?
The medication, of course. And then drink it, when there's like androids, like like his bitch, and then he's eating androids, but as we saw, he doesn't kick in that fast either. He's still screaming at me in his bedroom, a little while before that happened.
I think when I make a motion, it probably works good too to do that. Then basically, in this case, I'll usually just copy it, because oftentimes my camera will be slightly changed in terms of angle and stuff too. So just copying and pasting the attributes is also kind of a quick workaround, shall we say. I usually like delete them and then go to the very end, paste the start, and then I just do a reverse where I delete them. Gotta do those Bob Ross sound effects. And that way it'll zoom in the same way, the same amount.
Let me know down below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and stick around, because there's a lot more to come in the future once the androids kill us all. And then, of course, there won't be a lot more to come, because we'll be dead. Nobody will think to use a one-day visit, which I mentioned on my channel. Check it out. Hey guys.
I like how in this one I just put in like a plug at the very end. I don't know if I've ever done that before. It's so like Mick Foley-ish, like cheap plug, Bang bang, have a nice day. Okay, and then we just change the sound. Increase it by 3, because for some reason whenever I import the audio,
Hey guys,
it's always like negative. It's always like -3. As you can see, I have it equalized to -3 on here. You could barely see, I'm sure, but that's what I usually do. But then when I bring it into Premiere, it's equalized to -6. I forget where the setting is, but I found a setting like 5 years ago where you could tweak it to change that. But ever since I updated my Premiere, I don't know where it is, so I'll have to do like another deep dive. I do deep dives a lot in my editing software, just spend time experimenting. Like when I play a video game, I learn how all the menus and everything work and stuff. And so I'm gonna have to do that with regard to everything, so I can fix that. But either way, I just increase it by 3 on the master track and for this audio track. And then when I bring the Herald audio in, for some weird reason, the Herald audio never has that issue. I don't understand why. So I put the Herald sound, the audio itself, on another level.
we will think to use a one-day visit, which I mentioned on my channel. Check it out.
Yeah, and you better subscribe.
So you can see Herald's peaks at 2.9 for some reason. I don't know why, but it's mostly 0.3. So I don't know why it does that. I think maybe it's a weird issue with like the integration between Audition and Premiere. Either way. Good to go with the audio. Done editing the video. I just have to do like some things for like cards and stuff. And so I'll do that after the stream because that's going to be boring and tedious for everyone to watch. Okay. So let me show my face. Oh God, the mirror, it's breaking. No. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat here. What's up from London, 3:30 a.m. Hey, you're an insomniac like me. I was up mopping my floor in my house like at like 2 or 3 the other night because, you know, I had a lot of stuff to do this weekend. So I just, you know, I had some energy. Let's do that. Opacity, you said. Okay, yeah, I've heard people say opacity. I always thought it was opacity for a long time, but I think nowadays when I say it out loud, I say opacity. Oh, fuck these jeans. Piccolo did beat Ju Hachigo, would have probably defeated. Well, I mean, I do bring that up. I think in my videos. Look at this. Let me show you what's happening on stream. I don't know what the hell's happening here. This is what my watch is doing right now. Wait. Like I can't even turn it off or anything. Hey Siri, turn off my watch. Does anyone know if there's a hard reset? Might have to just wait for it to die. Vegeta's forehead is so large you could play tic-tac-toe on it. What is that, a 5 head? Very nice candle. Goku's sensu bean usage is the worst ever, like it's giving Arrancar's more hollows in Bleach or handing out devil fruits in One Piece. I don't agree with that, like Stravos, because Goku's sensu beans, the only one that was really bad that didn't make sense in the story was with Moro, which I explained in that video. I did a video explaining every time Goku gave his enemies a sensu bean, and basically the thing that happened there is that Goku, like with Piccolo, it made sense to give him one because not only would Kami die if Piccolo did, but also, you know, like there were like hints of him being able to turn good and stuff even before that, and you know, like it's a whole thing that you could see in the 23rd arc, and then it made sense like in the course of the story. Additionally, we also had Cell, which I explained in its own dedicated video as well, how Goku giving him a sensu bean wasn't just the whole fair fight thing that he was saying, but also like it makes sense strategically, even if Goku wasn't thinking this out, because Cell would have fought differently when he was more tired. Like if Goku was giving him more of a fight, like when he kicked him and stuff like that, he wouldn't have been as arrogant. He would have probably been more pressured. He would have been more frustrated. He might have tried to finish things sooner. He might not have been as capable of producing such strong Cell Juniors. You know, like there's a lot of little factors that go into that people don't think about with that situation. With Moro, it was stupid because it literally was just that Goku like, oh, okay, if you promise to be a good guy and leave, I'll give you a sensu bean, you know? It was like him making a mistake again with Frieza. The situation was more akin to Frieza with Resurrection F, and even that was making the same mistake that he made on Namek, which Goku learned from in the story. Goku said that he was going to finish off Frieza and his father before Trunks showed up. In the original timeline, Goku killed them. So, you know, the fact of the matter is that with Moro, there's a lot more precedent as to why it doesn't make any sense for him to have done that, and naturally, it ruined everything. It was stupid. It was just like the Vegeta situation. I'm going to kill you now, Moro. Oh, wait. Now you're doing the same thing with Frieza. Literally put him in the same pose just to rip the rug out from under him. But yeah, like Goku with that case, that was bad. With him giving the sensu bean to Piccolo, that was fine. That worked. And that made sense in the story and everything they were telling. Goku giving the sensu bean to Cell, again, on the surface, it seems much worse, but in application, it's not. So, Moro, zero redeeming aspect for him doing that. He just, if you want to argue, he just was extremely arrogant and thought that he could beat Moro with the Ultra Instinct, but obviously didn't work out for him. And again, at that point, Goku shouldn't be like this. Like, he's had years and years and years of extra development. Which is one of the biggest problems with Super's Goku depiction, where they seem to ignore a lot of the extra development that he should have gone through by now, and we saw him literally go through on screen, and have him act like it didn't happen. So yeah. Now, the entire series, who do you say is the most brutal villain that we've ever seen? I didn't skip anyone's super chat, right? No. Okay. Most brutal villain. I think Frieza is definitely up there. He massacred a planet of people. He killed tons of people, regardless of what they did for him. You know, innocent. He killed children. He, you know, killed without any remorse whatsoever, and genocided people and like all this horrible stuff. So, you know, the androids, I would have to say, especially Future 17, is up there too. They did very similar things to Frieza with their own people, the humans, and not just that, but like Android 17 and 18 took a lot of pleasure in doing it. Android 17 actually used a gun just because he enjoyed it more. He never needed to use that. He just straight up killed people with a gun for fun. Like we see him murder the old man in the Future Trunks story at the very end in the manga. He like, the man shoots him in the face. It does nothing. And so he walks up to the guy. He pulls a gun out and he shoots him right in the head at point blank range off screen. Like, bang, we see him kill it. We hear him kill the guy. So in the anime, they changed that. But yeah, that's definitely a thing. So yeah, I think Frieza and the androids are the most brutal overall. So like, you know, in terms of brutal fights, you know, like Piccolo versus Goku at the 23rd tournament. I mean, the Saiyans were really brutal too. Like Vegeta, who knows how many species he wiped out personally, and then he eat their bodies. Like we saw in his first introduction with Nappa, they killed these sentient beings and they were cooking and eating them. So yeah, there's a lot of really brutal characters, but a lot of the brutality isn't typically shown fully on screen. But there, especially in the manga, like it gets rough. And so I would say Frieza or the androids. In some ways, the androids are worse because they were human, and when they're augmented, they lost their humanity in a sense, to where they took pleasure in killing their own people and making a whole game out of it. Frieza did that too, but instead of doing that with the Saiyans and killing them one at a time over the course of like years, he just blew up their planet. So it's a more humane death. But no, they're all horrible. Okay. Next video, which is going to be I was thinking the cell created perfect. That one's actually going to take a good amount of rereading the manga to get like specific panels that I can show to illustrate. I already have a lot of them thought out, but I could probably think of more. So I'll do the was Cell made perfect, or why wasn't he already created perfect initially ahead of time? Because I actually just rewatched Superhero again the other day on yesterday actually, Sunday. Wait, is today? Yeah, today's Monday. And when I'm doing this. So I even could get screen caps from that and show them in the video. So I'll do that another time. I'm going to do Xavier's video. I think that's a great idea to do right now, because I'm already in the mindset to do it. I just thought it out. I was just talking about it. I know exactly what to show because I was just reading that part of the manga. So I'm going to do that. Great idea again, Xavier. Thank you. You gave super chat, so I'll give you a video. Seems like a pretty good deal, right? Also, you gave me a membership too. I really appreciate that. This membership thing's already doing better than Patreon did. That's for sure. Because that didn't work out. All right, let's see. People ask me for a Patreon they've asked me for a Patreon number of times again to like start it up, but it's like, nah, I'm good. Not after last time. Okay. So for my next trick, my next prestige, it will be, how much power did Cell lose against Goku? So I'll show the fight. I'll give some fight analysis. That sounds good. Breaking it down. One of the best fights in the franchise. Goku versus Cell. One that tells the themes of the story very well. You know, arguably the best themes in their execution, theme-wise at least, thematically, of the Dragon Ball story. You know, you could definitely make arguments about Frieza and Piccolo and, you know, a number of those as well. Let's see how far. I think it's all contained within this volume. Yeah, pretty much all of it will be in one volume, volume 34. That's great. Okay, then after their fight, I'll show a little bit of Actually, no, I was wrong. It's going to also include 35 because I have to show when Cell goes full power. They show Goku kind of getting wrecked a little bit by Cell Juniors to illustrate how tired he was. And then I'll show Cell going full power. Of course, I'm going to definitely reference the jumping video, because I referenced this sort of thing in that video as well. Okay, let me check the chat before I record this, see what you guys are saying. Oh, we got over 100 likes. Thank you so much, everyone, for that, too. Feel free to drop any more if you haven't yet. That will get even more promotion on the video. This is a canon stream, so it'll go up afterward. Let's see how long this is so far. Oh, not even 3 hours yet, thank God. You know, like a 4-hour canon stream, that's going to be a little tough on the old algorithm. You guys saw what's wrong with my watch, you know? I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know if you know how to do a hard reset. No, it's not all F4. I mean, I just got a button on my computer. Yeah, 20 was brutal. Yeah, I mean, Quinn did that whole video about how he popped his head like a grape. And then Watch Mojo did a video where they said that he popped his head like a grape literally the next day. Suspicious. That's some canon shade being thrown. Would Nappa and Vegeta have ate the humans' bodies? That's a great question. Maybe. I mean, it wouldn't be cannibalism, right? They're like similar, but I don't know. It's not like the Saiyans aren't racist, so you know they're a little bit of Frieza in there too. So yeah, there's a possibility they would have eaten them. As weird, gross as that sounds. I mean, there's a possibility that they do eat them. That's all I'll say about that. To quote Forrest Gump, one of my favorite movies of all time. That's another top 10 list I'm gonna be coming out with soon, guys. The top 10 my favorite movies of all time. No, I'm not going to do it on Laughingstock Cinema because, well, YouTube didn't want to keep promoting that. Or keep monetizing it. That's another major thing. See you later, Crest of Honor. Do you have that many manga panels prepared to pull off multiple videos? I mean, depends on when I'm doing it. Right now, I'm just gathering them while I'm talking. But I like remember in my head, like I've memorized the manga. The only thing that I have to I already have it all set up now. But yeah, the only thing that I ever have to remember, or the only thing I ever have to do when I'm gathering the manga is remember the exact volumes. I recently sorted my my own digital manga recently, but you know when I let's see if I can show you again. With my manga, my physical manga I own, I feel like remember where it is based on the picture, exactly where I want to look. But then I can remember just feeling the manga, where certain scenes might have been. it's more like the numbers that I tend to forget. Like number of episodes, number of manga chapters or volumes or whatever I have to look into specifically for like, you know, I'm not somebody who's like in episode 180, this happened. Like I don't really remember that. But in terms of like, at this particular point in the Cell Saga, after this event happened, that led into this and led into that, like I'll remember all of that. Like I remember everything that happened, but like the episode or the chapter or the volume number, those are things I struggle with a little bit. And I've read the manga so many times and watched the series so many times that, you know, like it's not really a matter of not knowing it. It's just a matter of like, the sequencing. Like I'm better at remembering everything except for the dates, like in history, like that, you know. Like if you want me to explain what happened during this event or during, you know, with these two particular individuals when they like Napoleon, when he interacted with his general on like, you know, in this particular war or whatever, right? Like I'll remember that compared to like what day did it happen in what year. Stuff like that. Okay. Did I answer your... Yeah, I did. Perfect. Yeah, Nick, that's what I was referencing. Nick, you got it. Okay. Let me do this next video. And anyone who wasn't here earlier, we have memberships now in the channel. We have, check it out in the join section, exclusive content for $4.99 up. And additionally, 99 cents, you could join and you get all the emojis, all the badges, and you can help support the channel for less than $1 a month, which I think is something that's definitely... you know, I appreciate any amount. It doesn't, well, you know, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but like it's very helpful. But I think it'll be even better for the higher tiers because then we can have like a community, you know, where we interact on Discord and all that fun stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. Maybe I'll do like, I'll jump in a chat for like a little bit after the stream is over when I'm editing and just talk to everyone and, you know, have like a fun little chat before I wrap it up for the night. All right, let's record this video. I do another test real quick because sometimes I know my audio gets all robotic. Of course, my mini fridge just kicked on too. Always likes to make noise right when I'm about to record. But I stopped caring. Hey guys, it's Mike here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Dragon Ball GT and why it's totally canon, why everyone is wrong in the world who thinks it isn't, because they don't understand how canon works, which I discussed in my video you could see in the top right corner about how Dragon Ball Super isn't canon, which was a very inflammatory title designed to get more people to click on it because the fact that I explain how canon works in it. But lots of people just were turned off because they're super fanboys and they don't like the fact that you say anything negative ever about Dragon Ball Super. And so they're like, oh, he's just saying something negative about Super again. So I'm just going to complain in the comments and I'm not actually going to watch and listen to what he has to say. Welcome to YouTube. All right, let's see how this sounds. We like to have fun here at Laughingstock Media. All right, let's see what it said. Let's see how I sound. Alrighty. Good enough for me. Wait. Nick Boaz, thank you so much for joining. Emojis for all. Now you get all those awesome emojis, and I appreciate the membership. And it's it's really really appreciated. Anyone who joins, 99 cents. If that's all you want to do, that's good enough for me. And you get those cool emojis and badges and stuff like that. So. Oh, I mean, I actually do plan to do a video in the future called why Dragon Ball Super is canon. And it's going to be basically about, it's going to be me like touching on the same subject. I'll probably do like why Dragon Ball Z isn't canon, because then I'll talk about the the anime, you know, like all of them are canon to their own continuities, of course, but you know, in terms of like the Prime canon, stuff like that. But on YouTube, sometimes you just got to double dip into topics because people won't watch the videos or they won't get promoted. And so they won't understand what you're going for. And then you'll reference your videos a bunch of times. You'll get a million comments on all those videos where like, what are you talking about? Super is canon or this or that. And it's just like, oh, I guess I'll do this again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And maybe one of them will get a million views and then people will never have to ask me that question again. But that's YouTube, and that only happens on videos that I throw out randomly and they decide to promote them, like my King Cold. How did he know about Beerus and Majin Buu? Oh shit, I got an uploaded video tonight for 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock or whenever I upload. It's a Thursday. I doubt this video will get any views, but it will help my algorithm. Here you go. It's a 4.5 minute video. Oh god, 2.5 million views. Okay, awesome. I like it. If only that video was 20 minutes long, then my channel would have had monster watch time beyond even further. And, you know, like that would have been awesome, especially with certain ways my channel works now with some of the statistical data and stuff. But yeah, hey, I'm happy with as many views as it got, even for a 4.5 minute video. A little bit longer than another channel that only ever upload 4-minute videos. But anyway, let's start recording this video. Not in Australian accent, but take a sip of water for the working man out there. Hey guys, it's Mike here, and in the Cell Saga of Dragon Ball Z and the Dragon Ball manga, we saw the fight between Goku and Cell. And during that, we saw Goku really take it to a suppressed form of Cell, in which he was able to deal serious damage, blasting off the top half of his body. When Cell regenerated, it seemed like he had definitely lost a good amount of power. But just how much weaker did Cell become after that? How much power did Cell lose when he fought against Goku? And how much of a difference would it have really made in the story had he not gotten a Senzu Bean? And would it have made him easier to beat? Well, we're going to break that down in terms of that level of strength, that much more in this video as I go into the manga and analyze it in depth. Before I begin, if you're new here, I would consider subscribing and enabling all notifications down below, leaving a like, commenting your own thoughts as we go throughout the video. All that helps this channel to grow, and it helps you to see my videos whenever YouTube decides not to show them to you at different points of the year. When you don't see them, well, of course, I disappear. With that being said, let's get into that video right now. And I will start, of course, with, well, the start of the fight. Because this is something very important to get into, which is we see at the beginning Goku and Cell powering up. We're going to get some fight analysis here because this plays a very important role in the terms of not only Cell's power, but how far he was able to go afterward. When Cell powers up, most people are assuming that he is at full power here. Goku and him, they match each other in terms of their auras for the most part, their strength. Goku had already said that if he even lets one mistake happen, if he lets his guard down for an instant, Cell could kill him, which is very much true. We see them begin to battle. In the anime, it's even more explained and shown and drawn out and so on and so forth, where Cell has like his multi-form and various other techniques he uses against Goku. But in this, way more to the point, Toriyama's pacing tends to be much faster. He starts by using a powerful Kamehameha, which apparently, according to Cell and according to Goku, would have been enough to destroy the Earth and kill Goku in the process because he was putting too much energy into this attack. The amount of energy he could output is going to be a very important factor moving forward. Goku might have been able to be killed here because of it, but teleported out of the way to hit Cell. Something that Goku seems to kind of combine both those ideas later on as their fight goes on. Of course, Cell Well, when he's fighting against Goku, he actually isn't really going anywhere near his full power. Now, in terms of this, we see when when Cell ramps things up, he starts to outspeed Goku pretty handily, punching him, doing a lot of damage. And then when the two of them begin to battle, Cell says that he doesn't want Goku to actually get a ring out or to lose by ring out. He wants it to go to the very end, which is why he destroys the ring, of course, leading to their fight happening as the entire world becomes their ring. And Cell has the advantage the whole time. But another thing that's really important to note is that Cell, he's suppressing himself for the thrill of the fight. As I discussed in a video you guys can see in the top right corner, Cell is very much influenced by, well, not only everyone who makes him up, such as the effects that Frieza, Vegeta, King Cold, and so on had on him, but additionally, the androids like Android 17. He likes to have fun. He likes to hold himself back to the level of his opponent, in this case Goku, so that he can get the greatest thrill of all. In his eyes, he thinks that Goku is the strongest fighter on the earth right now. He doesn't know anything about Gohan yet. And thus, as a result, he believes that by lowering himself to just slightly above the power of Goku here, he will get the most joy out of it. And then when he defeats Goku with that level of power, it'll give them the most thrilling fight, and then he'll be satisfied destroying the planet and moving on with his destruction throughout the universe. This is when Goku, in his desperation, jumps up into the sky, charges up his warp full power Kamehameha, then teleports in front of Cell. Holy shit! And then he gets blasted right in the face. Pause. And as we can see this funny face Toriyama drew, we see that he gets the top half of his head, his body, vaporize in an instant. It totally sounded like that. And at this point, well, Goku's standing over him because everyone's realizing that they can sense his power here. He's not dead. There's still a lot of ki left in him, even at this state. But Goku does say, compared to the state that he is in. So we know that Cell definitely lost energy here, especially when it comes to the regeneration, where he regenerates, well, almost half his body, at least a third here. Now, should he have been able to? Well, maybe considering that there's a core in his head that's supposed to be the thing that makes it where he's not supposed to, you would assume that the answer would be no, which I discussed in another video in the top right corner. Was that a plot hole? You tell me. The fact of the matter is that Cell comes back, maybe with different spelling in that first word, if you could see his face right here, and he proceeds to, get ready to fight one more time. And as we could see, it's interesting that Goku says, you must have used a lot of ki in that. Well, in this translation, he says attack, but he's actually really referring to his regeneration. At this point, it's making it seem like, well, both of them have lost a lot of energy, and as a result, the fight's going to be more, even, dragged out. But that's actually, again, a falsehood, because Cell, well, Goku's using desperation attacks, he's using Vegeta's technique against him, and, well, we see that it's not enough. He puts up the barrier that he got from Android 17, and as a result, despite the fact that Cell is huffing and puffing, just like Goku, the fight is over. We even have Bulma here mentioning that Goku is so close to winning, but Roshi points out here he wasn't close. Goku looks like he's putting up a good fight, but he's actually exhausted while Cell isn't. Cell is huffing and puffing, he's sweating a little bit, he has some damage, but he isn't anywhere near out of gas. He's still got some gas left in the tank, as Mark Henry said, after he did his awesome turn on Zeno. Goku, he's exhausted. Cell says that he should take a sensu bean. The thing is that Cell is saying this because, despite the fact that Cell is a little tired, despite the fact that he is, potentially weakened compared to when he started out, he knows that he's holding back so much compared to Goku that it wouldn't matter. As I discussed in another video in the top right corner in the description and on my channel, when Cell here tells Goku to take a sensu bean, even if everybody jumped him, the truth is that if Cell went full power, as I'll show soon, it wouldn't have mattered because Cell was still so much above everyone, including Goku and Gohan as Super Saiyans, before Gohan unleashes his hidden potential, that he still would have been able to defeat all of them, with the exception of Gohan becoming a Super Saiyan 2. That's how dire the situation really is. Because Cell was just toying with him. It wasn't enough. Goku knows this. He gives up because he knows that the only one who can win is Gohan. Now, the thing is here, let's fast forward a little bit to that fight. Because we see when Cell is fighting against Gohan, Gohan had become a Super Saiyan 2. He easily killed the Cell Juniors, which I'll show a little bit more of that soon. And then he tells Gohan, do you really believe that you can beat me? Whereas Gohan's like, yeah. And so Cell then says here, well, then I shall show you how terrifying my true power really is. He proceeds to power up to full, which no one had seen him close to this yet. And look at the reaction. Look at just how much everyone's being blown away by this after already bracing themselves and knowing how strong Cell was when he was fighting against Gohan. Well, this is his full power. The only thing to be dwarfed by Gohan's power. Even Goku is shocked by just how strong he is because Cell's full power here is vastly above the power he was showing against Goku during their fight because, like I said, massively suppressed himself by comparison. This is him when he's serious. The first time he's serious. But, of course, to Gohan, he's weak. It's not enough because Gohan's power not only increased multiple times over, 2 times according to the jump guides and the Daizenshu with the Super Saiyan 2, but he also unlocked his hidden potential. So he could wreck Cell. But the thing is here, a lot of people might ask, well, could Cell really go to this full power level of strength after what happened with Goku? After all, what happened before he fought against Gohan? Well, when Gohan steps up to fight, what does Goku do? He actually does the thing where he gives Cell a sensu. He gives him a bean that lets him get back up to his full power. No, Cell did not get a Zenkai here, although maybe I'll do a whole video about that in the future just because, maybe those people who think that won't watch this video, and that's how YouTube works. And he is then in turn able to, be able to fight again 100%. But the thing is that with regard to another fight we saw with an exhausted character, Goku, when the Cell Juniors are pumped out by Cell here, and Goku, who is tired after his fight against Cell, has to battle them, he actually can't. He puts up a worse fight than characters he's stronger than. In the anime, he puts up a worse fight than even the humans and Piccolo, of course. But in the manga, Piccolo and the 2 Saiyans vastly do better. We see right here, what does Cell say? It looks like Vegeta and Trunks are the only ones holding back. Well, as I mentioned in another video, it actually, also is Piccolo fighting and holding up a good fight against them. But either way, the fact is that he says, since Goku used up his strength, he's in danger too. We see that. Goku's getting wrecked right here. And he's apologizing. I'm sorry, it wasn't supposed to go like this. He can't fight as well as Piccolo and the 2 Saiyans, who are all a little bit above Goku's 50% power at this point. The power that they trained for when they went into the time chamber again. Piccolo going in for the first time. And when Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2, it's the only one who really stands a chance. Now, you might try and suggest here that the same thing that's happening here to Goku, Son Goku, would also happen to Kanzen Cell when he would go to, let's say, fight against Gohan as even a regular Super Saiyan, right? That he would be so tired that even though Gohan would not be at his 100% power level, in terms of the level of Cell that we see right here, when he was a Super Saiyan before going Super Saiyan 2, that Cell would be so weakened from before he got the Sensu Bean that Goku would actually fare a better chance, and so in turn with the stronger Gohan. and thus it would have been a more difficult fight for him. We even see Cell's expression here when Gohan powers up, and then Cell confirms that Goku was not bluffing in terms of the strength that Gohan had. The thing is, though, there's a huge difference. Again, Goku, as he says right here to Gohan before he steps up, what does he say? He says, I don't know about Cell, but I was fighting as hard as I could. We know for a fact Cell wasn't anywhere near his full power. What level of power was he using against Goku? Maybe 40%, 50%, 60%, maybe at the most. The fact that everyone reacts in such a way to his power-up, and he already says, when Gohan steps up, that he confirms that Gohan is stronger than Goku, and he then says that he will use more strength against Gohan than he did against Goku, something that a lot of people also overlook, as he says, I'll have to use my full speed against you, and that he's actually going to try much harder than he did against Goku. That means that, again, when he powers up from the level he's fighting against Gohan there to this, and everyone's shocked, that shows a significant upgrade. So the difference between Goku and Gohan, who knows, 10%, 20%, it's not multiple times, but the fact is that Cell makes a significant power up to go from that level, which was already above what he used against Goku, to the level that he's using against Gohan as a Super Saiyan 2. That suggests to me that he was at least somewhere close to 2 times stronger than when he fought Goku, when he is in turn fighting against Gohan right here. And thus, as a result, that means that Cell wasn't using anywhere near his full power when he fought against Goku, and thus, as a result, would not be anywhere near as exhausted as Goku is right here, even after regenerating his entire top half. So when Cell was saying right here to Goku, go ahead and take one of those sensu beans, maybe you'll fare a slightly better chance against me, then he wasn't bluffing. He actually meant it because he wasn't anywhere near as exhausted. He was huffing and puffing a little bit, but again, that is, there's a difference there. Because let's talk about when it comes to fighting. Now, Goku here, he used most of his energy before this fight. Not just in terms of so when you're fighting in Dragon Ball, you not only have a level of power you can output based upon, let's say, your physical condition, like your damage that you've taken stuff to your body that will allow you to fully output your energy. You also have, your stamina, your endurance, your amount of power that you can continue to put out at that level. For Goku, before this fight with the Cell Juniors, he used a full power attack against Cell. He put so much, look how long he's charging. Goku rarely charges up a Kamehameha this long, right? So he was putting in everything he had for the most part into this attack. It's like when Roshi blew up the moon and then afterward didn't use any more key attacks because he put in most of the volume, the on-hand energy he had into the attack. So that's why he was able to so overwhelm and hurt Cell here and damage him to such a degree. He put everything into it. That's why he's huffing and puffing so much. And so as a result, because Goku put so much energy into it, and because of the fact that he was taking damage already, that means that now the level of energy he has on hand, especially after he uses Vegeta's technique, like I just said before, he, can not put out as high of a level of power as he was when he was fighting against perfect suppressed Cell earlier. So not only does he barely have any energy on hand in stock, but in turn, because of how little energy he has, he can't exactly put out anything else, because let's say he punches at full power, maybe that one punch or that one blast will just reduce him to his base, or just, pull a TN, as we could see up here, and he would just die because he just could not output such energy for any longer anymore. Super Saiyan, he barely has to use energy now because of the mastery. Whereas Cell, he still had a lot left in the tank. And thus, as a result, he had a lot more on hand. And so he probably could still output his 100% power. He wouldn't have been able to fight in the 100% power as long, but it would be irrelevant because he would be able to kill everyone easily with that level of power. The fact that Goku is so shocked by the level of power that Cell output when he did this, even after Gohan became a Super Saiyan 2, shows it was a big enough jump to where he could one-shot everyone, including Goku and Gohan at full power, if he really tried at 100% from the start. Even then, as I mentioned in that video about Goku giving Cell a Sensu Bean, well, if Cell did not take that Sensu Bean, then he probably would have fought more desperately like he does later on. And thus, as a result, what does he do when Gohan gets the better of him? He goes to blow up the planet immediately. Gohan wouldn't have been able to stop this full power Kamehameha even if he and the other Z fighters ganged up and were able to get the advantage over him. Like, everyone just stands and watches. There's nothing they could do. Only Gohan can do something. All right. The same thing happens too when he gets overwhelmed again, turns into his giant form in desperation. And again, would they be able to stop him? I don't think so. Again, overwhelmed here, turns himself into a bomb. Nobody could stop this. Goku literally had to teleport him away and give up his life in order to stop the destruction of the Earth. But he died because he could not stop Cell himself from blowing up. Thus, as a result, I think that that Cell, he lost a lot of energy that he had on hand, but I don't think that anything would actually reduce his overall power output that he suffered. As a result, Cell would still be able to go 100% power and do just exactly what he was able to do here in this fight against Gohan, but actually killing him probably with this punch and killing Goku and everyone else and then blowing up the planet for real, unless Gohan became a Super Saiyan 2. And that's why I would say, if we're going to give like a number or something to this, Cell, in terms of his on-hand volume of energy, how much did he lose? Well, I would say that in terms of that, Cell might have lost 50% of the energy he had in store. Maybe not even that much, maybe more, but nonetheless, it doesn't matter. Because let's say that Cell, he could go 100% power still because of his physical conditioning and stuff. He was still regenerated mostly to his full condition. A little damage here and there, a little bit of huffing and puffing, but could still output the damage, output the same damage amount, the same endurance amount, the same speed, and so on. At that point, he would be able to, let's say, at his full power, stay in 100% for 5 minutes, to use Frieza math, and then, deal damage for that long to everybody. Let's say that he'd be able to do it for 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes in Dragon Ball Z at that point in time, kill everyone effortlessly, then he'd be able to take a nap, wake up, have a 4-hour conversation, in the anime version of the story with all the filler and the padding, and it would be nothing. He would kill everyone in a second, and then he could just chill out in a rocking chair that he, spits out a Cell Jr. shaped like a rocking chair, and he rocks around in him. He's like, that was really, really easy. It was kind of anticlimactic, though. Why didn't I just do this from the start? I guess I'll go fight Broly now, or get taken over by Bobbity. That's the story for another day. But let me know your own thoughts down below in the comments, guys. What do you think? Do you think that Cell still could go full power? How much power do you think that he actually lost? And do you think it was volume? Do you think it was anything else? Even if he didn't go 100%, I still think that the answer would be perfectly suited for what I was saying. Let me know down below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and stick around, because there's a lot more content to come here at Cell Saga Media in the future. And it's going to be perfect. Okay. How's everybody doing? What do you think? What did you think about the video? Hey, Nick, thank you so much for joining the memberships here at Laughingstock Media, Cell Saga Media, where it's perfection. 100% of the time. 100% perfect. Oh, I should have made that joke in the video. Cell would be 100% perfect. Just like my mustache. No. There's always room to improve. Too much scraggling over here. What do you guys think of the video? Do you agree, disagree with what I had to say? Let me know in the comments and in the chat. Let me start to edit that too. Happy Frieza Day. Is that the 4th? I'm trying to remember. You know me with dates. Almost as bad as me with names. Wait for it. There we go. Leave you more than bones, more than bones. Okay. Raw. Yeah, thanks again, Xavier, for that awesome video suggestion. One of those videos I didn't actually think about 10 years ago or whatever, like half the videos I do. But I do get some awesome video suggestions every now and then that I have to end up making. Put them on my list. I got a very long list of topics. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do all of them, to be honest. There's so many. That's one of the reasons I also changed my my video style. Too many topics that would take too long to do. So much to do, so little time. So little to do, so much time. Wait, strike that. Reverse it. Let me check the chat again. Oh, thank you so much again, Xavier, for your awesome super chat. Very generous as always. And what if Goku won by a ring out against Cell? Okay, you won that round, but now let's fight again. You know, like, let's have round 2. I don't think Cell's gonna honor that. Like, you know, even though Cell created the tournament, like, for him, it's just a game. The Cell games. You know, like, he doesn't care. Like, he'll be like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to give up on my evil ways. I'm going to go live on a farm on another planet like Thanos. No, he's going to be like, that doesn't count. I'm perfect. Bah! And, you know, he's going to get really butthurt and then, you know, tail hurt. And does Cell even have a butt? Does Cell go to the bathroom? Or when you're perfect, do you not have to go to the bathroom? Those are the real questions. That should be my new series that comes out, where I analyze whether or not different alien species in Dragon Ball have to go to the bathroom. Does Piccolo ever have to use the bathroom? Does Frieza use the bathroom? Does Cell use the toilet? I don't know. Does Hit take a shit? Does Toppo have to use the bathroom when he eats a taco? I don't know. Let's see if my watch is still going crazy. Wrong passcode, try again, 33-man stand. Cell was Cell... I don't know if I can say that on stream. Let me use the Google real quick. Make sure that you're not trying to trick me here. Oh, I see. Okay. Some biology jokes we got here. And I could never make a video out of this, but that's, interesting. I mean, I would say eukaryotic because the fact that he does have a nucleus, right? I mean, his individual cells don't have them. It's not like, in the Funimation dub, then each of his cells would be like eukaryotic, if that's how you pronounce it. But in the Japanese and the one that Toriyama wrote, only he would have like a cluster of cells. Just boo poo. There you go. That was an obvious low hanging fruit that just didn't pass through my mind. They even rhyme. For shame. Yeah. So let me edit this video real quick on stream for all you guys, so you can enjoy the fun. Let's say, and unfortunately, I think I'm too tired to record a third video tonight. If anyone missed it, I now have memberships here on the Laughingstock Media. How's it going? Cell Saga Media, where all my content is perfect. I mean, Cell is a narcissist, so me saying that like is in character of Cell, but I wouldn't say that. Not only is that like arrogant, but also I definitely don't think my content's even close to perfect. I mean, perfect is like being close to infinity, right? Like you can't do it. You strive toward it in whatever form it may take, but I'm never going to have perfect videos. Nobody will. Let's see. How much power did Cell lose against Goku? Wait, what's going on? Why is it trying to save it like that? Okay, heavy reduction. Glad I do the keyboard shortcuts. This would take a while. I remember when I first started teaching myself how to use Audition. Very in-depth process. But when you use these products for years, you develop so many time savers. Unfortunately, though, sometimes I try and tell people time savers, like certain YouTubers from Antarctica that have a hot topic with polar bears. If you're watching this video right now, Mr. QAA man. But no, not everyone necessarily wants to take the advice, but hey, it's on them. Everyone can use their time however they see fit. Huh? Nah, we just have fun here. Audition is way better to edit audio in, though, I'll say. Like this, I don't really like to edit my audio in Premiere because it just it's nowhere near as in depth. I mean, I can do this where I do show audio time units, and it'll let me edit more closely akin to an Audition, so you could see like, when I don't have that enabled, I can move it a frame at a time.
Hey guys.
But if I do have it enabled, well, people say that my videos are slow now. Watch this. I'm pressing over, by the way. Yeah. So I can go from cutting one frame at a time to cutting, I don't know, 1/48,000th, but still much better in here. I think my sample rate right now is 44,100. Let me see. Nope, it's 48,000. Okay, so that basically means 48,000 hertz. Well, 48,000 little atoms, let's say, I think, per second, if I remember correctly. Another common misconception is that decibels are linear, that they are like plus. So like 1 decibel to another is like, you know, an increase of 1. No, decibels are actually, they're actually, geez, I literally just was about to explain this. So decibels are, not algorithmic, logarithmic. So they're exponential. So like 1 decibel to another, massive increase. You just, I mean, the human ear can perceive it to a degree, but you can't like really grasp it until you're editing audio for years and you really understand. Oh shit. And you really understand like some of the like technicalities behind it.
Hey guys, it's Mike here.
Even then for me, like, there's people way more knowledgeable about audio editing and technicality than me.
Form of Cell, in which he was able to deal serious damage, blasting off the top half of his body. When Cell rejected that, we saw Goku really take it to a suppressed form of Cell, in which he would.
There's one of my friends, he like is an audio, you know, expert on like another level basically, where like the number one thing when he watches a movie, for example, is like how the audio is. And like, well, like if I go see a movie with him in a theater, you know, rarely, but when it happens, like the number one thing he'll talk about is like the audio from like the theater and the presentation itself. So people like that will know more than me because they're way more specialized.
Let me know your own thoughts down below in the comments, guys.
People who like edit audio professionally in Hollywood, you know, with all these different softwares, like not just the ones I've used, but even more. But if I ever make my own movies, I'm gonna try and work in every capacity I can. Not like as a micromanager, but more like to acquire skills and, you know, just to make sure that it's in line with my vision.
Gotta be perfect.
Yeah.
Now, fortunately, because I just edited this video, I can just copy and paste the effects. Maybe a slight tweak here and there, but only thing I don't like is with the lighting setup I have right now, it's a little too washed out. But like I said, nothing's perfect. Well,
Of Cell.
there's one thing that's perfect. It's not a thing either, but I'm not gonna, you know, you guys could check out my last video for my thoughts on that. Much better creator than me, that's for sure. Way better world building. Puts mine to shame, that's for sure. I can't come up with anywhere near that many concepts. My brain can only take so much within the 5D confines of our corporeal existence. me take a look at your comments in the chat. Did I already do what if Cell trained video? I think so. Yeah, I did. Oh yeah. So Malik, years ago, I know sometimes I'm responding to you guys way after, so hopefully you're still here. Years ago, I did the video with Josh, I think, from Dragon Ball Nation, what if Cell trained for 4 months. So yeah, I did that. I did what if Boo trained for 4 months. I talked about, I think, all the forms of Boo. So yeah. Let's see. Can you make a video on disproving? Oh, thank you so much, Neo Hedge. Okay, can you make a video debunking the DB guidebooks? So this is a video. Let me go full screen for this. Thank you so much for your super chat. It's way easier to read with them because they just give you like a big block with color. A video debunking them. So I've thought many times about trying to do something with regard to the inconsistencies of the guidebooks, the Dragon Balls, early power levels, you know, for the like the everything up until Raditz is introduced, those types of power levels that we've gotten after the fact, and the official ones, not just like fan-made ones. And, you know, like how there's contradictions between Daizenshus, like how, you know, for example, Gohan was a Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 2. Shin is stronger than Piccolo or weaker, you know, this and that. The El Legendario, like the V-Jumps, et cetera, right? But at the same time, it's like, it's hard to do one video about that. I mean, maybe I could, but I mean, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, I guess, if I did, but it's just, it would have to be a number of videos really to fully get into it, because it's like a really in-depth subject that has a lot of layers and facets to it. So, you know, like I would have to do a video about like the old school power levels. I would have to do a video about like contradictions and the Daizenshus, and I would have to do a video about like the canonicity of them. I would have to do a video about you know, there's like a lot of different ways to break it down in different ways that I think are enough to do their own videos. So if I could do one video like the problems with the Dragon Ball guidebooks, I don't know, something like that. Maybe like just like a little brief touching on the subject type of video, and then probably tell people during that video I'm going to do more videos focused on certain aspects of the guides in the future. But at the same time, yeah, so it's definitely possible. Yeah, I could see myself doing it. Like I can imagine me doing it right now, like how I would do it, how it would sound, how it would look, everything like that. I'm like visualizing it in my mind. But with that being said, I definitely would have to do more than one, because I at least wouldn't be satisfied with only doing one video about it. I would have to do this and that and this aspect and that aspect. And I've like mentioned them many times in my videos over the years, like the versus battles, videos about Supreme Kai and Piccolo, and the multipliers. I have a video coming out which will slightly touch on this too, with the Super Saiyan multiplier, and if it changed over time, and how the multipliers, maybe they do or do not make sense depending upon your point of view. And, you know, comparisons to like the base Saiyans and post-Namek Super Saiyan and post-Battle of God Super Saiyan God, for example. I have a whole video planned about that. and whether it has the same multiplier. I'm going to get into the Fusion versus Super Saiyan God from Battle of Gods, and a lot of the things relate to the polls I've conducted recently. So yeah, a lot of videos are on my list, let's say, with regard to this general subject, but it's going to cover such a large range that it cannot be a single video. Even if I do like a 45-minute, hour-long video, I could do a really long breakdown, basically combine them all in one video, but that wouldn't be feasible in the way that I make videos now. And also, it wouldn't be good for my channel, because I've done videos like that in recent years, and then sometimes they're DOA, and then it sucks because it's like I put a ton of effort into this video. I made it super comprehensive, but because YouTube decided not to promote it, nobody saw it. And then as a result, I'll just get all the same comments all the time. People like won't know that I made it, and it just will be like a huge waste of my time. Whereas if I do a bunch of videos and then I interlink them like I do with all my content, where I reference the videos, you know, basically like me pointing to the top right corner is like footnotes. And also it's like a little editing thing that I do so that I look at me going like this. I'm like, okay, I could put a card right there. You know, like, that's why I try and do it. Like, my videos are almost like a cinematic universe, let's say, where I have them all interconnected and with like tie-ins, like comic books and stuff, where it's like, you watch this video, well, I reference this other video because that way this video will lead to this video, which will lead to this video, and all of them in like a detailed web and tapestry, let's say, of videos that are all interlinking and leading into other topics and content. And it's all like a strategy that I try and implement on my channel. So I think it would work better and be more in line with what I do in that regard for me to make that multiple videos in that regard. But yeah, roundabout answer, I'll do it for sure in the future. Even Toriyama refutes the 50 times Super Saiyan multiplier. I guess it depends on what you mean by refute. Because the thing is, like, Toriyama had an interview. I remember reading it on a forum on Kanzenshu years ago. Toriyama had an interview where he was asked specifically about the multiplier for Super Saiyan, the 50 times. In Toriyama's mind, when he wrote Goku becoming a Super Saiyan, it wasn't 50 times. It was like 10 times. But what he said was that's a little, it could be lost in the translation or it could be up for interpretation, is that he said that it was 10 times what Goku could become at the time. So depending upon how you read that, it could be 200 times, right? Because, you know, 10 times Kaioken times 20, 10 times Kaioken times 10, if you want to, for whatever reason, say that. So 100 times, right? Or 10 times its base in general. The only thing is that Toriyama then, like, you know, explains what I, you know, would have naturally think after what I just said with the 10 times his base, which is that it doesn't make any sense based upon the numbers that he gave. Because of the fact that Goku was fighting against Frieza with his times 20 Kaioken Kamehameha, and Frieza was only at 50% power. Maybe he went a little bit above that to negate the attack, because as we know, unless, as I explained in my as I explained in my Kaioken video, decoding the Kaioken, I might re-edit and put that up again because it didn't seem like a lot of people saw that. What happened is that the Kaioken, normally with the Kamehameha, full screen this shit again. Normally with the Kamehameha, we've seen that when Goku utilizes it, it will Kamehameha. Fuck. It will damage output. And thus, when he does... Am I dropping frames right now when I'm in the middle of my explanation, YouTube? Okay. So when he does this, it puts out more damage output than he could punch, than he can kick, and so on, right? So theoretically, when Goku fired his Kamehameha, it would have a higher power level than the power level multiplied by whatever the Kaioken does. So like, let's say Goku 3 million, Kaioken times 20, 60 million, which is equal to Frieza's 50%. Goku fires the Kamehameha. We've seen that the Kamehameha can put out a greater damage output than twice of Goku's output. So you would think that that would seriously damage or kill Frieza regardless. Like if it stacks based on the Kaioken multiplier. However, as I explained in my video about decoding the Kaioken and basically explaining how the Kaioken works, that was supposed to be a whole series decoding things. Nobody watched it because I guess decoding is not a good algorithmic title. So, you know, kind of like my video, How Long Can Goku Fight? Which was all about Goku's stamina and the tournament to power, all this stuff. And that didn't do as well as it should have either because of how I present it. Either way, the thing is that maybe when Goku uses the Kamehameha with the Kaioken, it stacks to what the Kaioken can output. And thus Goku fired a Kamehameha at 60 million, as opposed to it being 120 million or whatever the multiplier was from Goku's like 412, I think. When he fired it against Raditz, it was 930, I think. So obviously that would kill Frieza right then and there. Like Frieza can't output 100% power at that less bulky. He has to like become bulked up in order to use his 100%. He can only go up to like, I think 80% maybe when he isn't bulked up, which would be obviously less than 120. So it would have at least hurt him a lot, but it did nothing. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense, as Toriyama points out. And so he said that based upon the percentages and stuff he gave for Frieza, it makes sense for the 50 times, but it wasn't what he envisioned when he did it. So you could argue maybe it was higher than 50 times. Maybe it was like 100 or 200 times based upon the 10 times what he could become at the time. And Goku was exhausted. Frieza was not necessarily at full power either, as I mentioned in that video. But then again, maybe they both had a lot of their energy reserves drained. I mean, after all, their fight didn't last that long in universe. Only like, after Goku became a Super Saiyan, before Frieza blasted the planet, maybe that was a few minutes, right? And so, they could maybe put out 100%, but they just couldn't do it for very long. But if they were at full power and full reserves, like I mentioned with the Cell video today, then it's possible that Frieza could have stayed in his 100% much longer than he did when he was fighting against Goku. And he wouldn't have gone down so quickly. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of that's up for interpretation there. Oh, shit. It says buffering. Hold on. Did you guys hear all that, or did it cut out a lot? I think it'll all be like recorded on the stream without these issues afterward.
Let me know your own thoughts down below in the comments, guys. What do you... Oh, it's gonna be perfect. Yeah. Hey guys, it's Mike here, and in Cell Saga Dragon Ball Z and the Dragon Cell, in which he was...
Okay, so I recorded those two videos tonight. I'll upload them tonight. My video that's going to go up tomorrow. I'll do the how much power did Cell lose against Goku video tomorrow, Xavier, so you can see the finished product on the channel. So anyone have any other questions before we go? Anyone, if you guys didn't know, again, the big announcement tonight was that Laughingstock Media now has memberships on the channel, 99 cents, emojis for all. You could have all the emojis you want. Well, that I have. And then you get the badges and you get to support the channel for less than $1 a month. It adds up. It helps. I appreciate any amount that anyone's willing to support. For $4.99 up, you get exclusive content. Let me show it again on the stream. So you'll be able to get access. Wait, I don't think I have that up anymore. Hold on. You'll be able to get access to these videos. All the manga videos, including the 3 newest ones, with regard to... I wonder if it shows it on here so I can show you a cool preview. Can't do a preview for some reason with member videos. That's interesting. The 3 newest chapters that I did of the Dragon Ball manga, getting into the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai, the tournament arc, the original one. And I'll be releasing those every month, more and more. And some other video content for the higher tier members. Also, when you're the $4.99 or $9.99, you are able to get access to the Discord server that we created. So you can come on, we could talk, have fun conversations, hang out. I'll be doing live streams on there sometimes, gaming and other types of fun things we're going to be doing. Polls, posts, a lot of things that we're working out right now. So if you guys are interested in joining, you just go to join on the channel, and then you could do any of these. All of them I appreciate. And the higher tier you go, highest tier is $9.99 right now. I figured I'd try and make things affordable for everybody. And if you can't afford them, you want to support, you do 99 cents a month, and definitely helpful. You can't even get anything at McDonald's or Taco Bell now for 99 cents or less, except for maybe a sauce packet or something, right? So go for it. And if you want to, and I really appreciate everyone who does. Does anyone have any other questions before we wrap it up tonight? And I'm going to actually head over to that Discord server right now, and we'll have for any new members, we're going to have a conversation on there briefly. For me, who knows how brief it is. And then go from there. Neohead, you have a question? I hate how hard it is to read. All right. What do you think of DBS trying to change it so that Kid Buu is stronger than Super, contradicting the manga? I mean, I've done videos about that too. You can say that in the original Toei Dragon Ball Z anime continuity, that was already the case, even though there's a lot of contradictory info and stuff like that. But yeah, either way, what I'll say is that Super did a lot more contradictions with Buu, with Oob, like the whole God Key thing that doesn't make any sense, and whatever God Key left over within Daikaioshin. First off, that's not how God Key works. It wouldn't make any sense for Kid Buu to get the God Key, especially with how Buu's fusion works, and it wouldn't just remain God Key that way. It would, decompress, especially when he reincarnates, and not just that, but also it wouldn't be that much, because if it was a lot, then he would have beaten Buu, right? It wouldn't matter. Who cares? It's so irrelevant. It would be completely irrelevant, but they try to make it a big deal. Oh my God, Oob donated his God Key to the Spirit Bomb. Now it's strong enough to fuel Goku to beat Moro. It's that's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Goku and Vegeta would have vastly more God Ki than whatever leftover remnant Daikaioshin had in him after he already used like 99.9999 infinity minus 1% of it to seal away Moro. He couldn't even beat Buff Boo, which is like less than 1% of Goku's base power at that point in the story, even in the manga. You know, it doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. It's like the Cell Juniors surviving and 17 training with them on an island for years, even though one of them would have killed him with one hit. Like, you know, it's just nonsense that Toyotaro wrote without actually thinking things through, or just like not grasping how things actually make sense in the story. And, you know, Toriyama, like, who knows how much involvement he had in some of the stuff that Toyotaro was doing there. Either way, just more evidence for Toyotaro not being the guy to replace Toriyama and carry on the legacy, because he has fumbled the ball the entire time thus far, and I would rather them replace him with somebody better moving forward. That's one of the most disappointing aspects moving forward with the story, that like so many fans I've seen are like, you know, awesome, Toyotaro is going to carry on the torch, he's going to do everything. It's like, Toyotaro's shown that he like drops the torch in like septic tank water the whole time, you know, like he's not good at what he does. Like, you know, he's like a fanfic writer. He's not like qualified to write the Dragon Ball manga and the anime and everything moving forward. He isn't good enough at what he does. Like, maybe he's a nice guy, you know, but he just like, there are way better writers out there. There are better writers on YouTube who make YouTube like videos than Toyotaro. Like, there are better like fanfic people I've seen their animations that make more sense than anything Toyotaro's done. I don't really usually like Dragon Ball fan fiction because it's usually really unoriginal, and, you know, more Saiyans with more transformations, and Goku bangs an angel and has like a evil son named Zycor from the future who's Super Saiyan 5, and it's like stupid stuff like that. But, you know, a lot of stuff is just better. I mean, some of that stuff was Toyotaro, which shows, again, another reason it's like, why would this guy take on the legacy? But again, you know, I'm not going to have that whole 5-hour discussion, because I've had it too many times. You know, fans are like what they like in this franchise. They're going to praise who they want and stuff, and that's on them. For me, I don't want it. No, sir, I don't want it. But can I please not have some more, sir? What did you say? But yeah, I'm good. I'd rather just have somebody else do it if they're going to continue it, which we know they're going to. But all right, guys, thank you all for joining, and not only the memberships, but the stream here tonight. Appreciate it. Always enjoy you guys showing up for the stream. And with that being said, make sure to stick around, because you know there's always a lot more to come here at Laughingstock Media, Cell Saga Media, in the